right, gentlemen, welcome to session 3 of Astora 2.0. Last time, you found yourselves in prison. What the fuck did you just say to me? Huh?
What did you just say to me, you little shit?
We're already on a great start.
You are dead.
I thought the flashback was technically session 0, and so we're technically now on session 1.
How does this already have a confused chronology?
Like any good manga series, it's
Because-
tedious and unnecessary.
Hey, did we
Drugs,
start
that's
recording
why.
yet?
Yeah, we started.
That's how you know it's a good session. So, you guys found yourselves at the Druidic Cove attempting to find the missing druids and possibly see a reason for Duke Zahim's death. Unfortunately, what you found in there, actually not unfortunately, fortunately you found a running joke, the Nov. And with the power of love, friendship, and thirst, get it? Because it's a Naiad. But you cured her ailment or gave her the boost of willpower to punch through what was currently ailing her. Unfortunately, as you finish curing the Naiad of the unfortunate ailment, a big-titted goth GF armored drow waifu bopped out behind you, followed by two seemingly zombified versions that Katrina recognized of Duke Zahim's personal attendants, alongside the druid Melissa, whom the Pathfinder Nihilus was attempting to locate. And during that, you discovered the shenanigans that is the ball, and played a little bit of ball with said ball. I really like the word.
And now we have to fight a gorilla.
What do you think is actually underneath the armor? It's
What
not
do
a
you think
drow.
is actually in the prison?
What do you think's in the ball?
Gorilla Grodd!
You really...
He's gonna stare at me.
Okay, he's
He's gonna stare at me like I'm Lex Luthor.
You fool! You're not supposed to stare at a gorilla. Oof.
don't do it.
You're
It's a
right,
bad
that is
idea.
actually a bad
That
thing
is
to do.
actually what you're not supposed to do.
He will rip your dick off.
You can try to find
Like,
it.
you laughed, I think that is actually what they do.
You can try to
Tiny
find
dick.
it.
So, you tussled with the drow. Unfortunately, it ends up with you being paralyzed and her flash escaping because she's a villain. They have to have escape tools. As a group of armored elves bust in through the room and personally bringing you back, it off with. So that takes us back to the prison of a name you don't know of yet.
So what do they see when they come in? I know they
Well,
arrest
they all
us, but
see all of you guys paralyzed, but of course, Bruce Chan was seen with his middle finger raised at them. But they have common sense and know that's not initially your choice. At least that's what they believe.
Oh no,
they believe that. No, it was definitely aimed at them, but
But they don't think so. They think you're just forced in that position in a possible attempt of resistance against the lady.
yes.
So
for now.
guards brought you back to prison, fed you shitty food. You're not really sure how long they kept you here. All you know is the food was trash and your bed smells sad.
And I
Wait.
threw up.
Wait. You guys got a bed and food? I was
I
chained to a wall.
You were chained to a wall.
Yeah! You're Bruce Chan!
You were just like, I could break these cuffs this entire time.
Like a Bruce's coat!
Shit, you're an unstoppable force of nature, not a man.
I'm a behemoth.
He's completely stoppable. He just has that conceited view of himself. Regardless, you guys were in prison, and one-on-one questioned by the masked interrogator, regardless of how helpful you really were. The interrogator understood at least your perspective of the report of Duke Zahim's death and your investigation and attempts to go to the Druidic Cove. However, this time, each of you guys, you're actually woken up by the rattling of your fucking doors, and you see the two human guards that you've seen standing, guarding your prisons and wandering around the room that you're in every now and then. This time, however, they are flanked by a large, of course, armored individual. You can't escape that. This is my setting. There's always another.
Always gonna be armor.
There's always another one.
You just need a wall of steel and Chris will be happy.
No, it has to be in the shape of armor.
Okay, we'll just make a wall of steel
Metaphorical
version of
walls
armor.
of steel, then yes. They're flanked by a tall individual in very decorative armor. The chest is, it's plate, but engraved with a variety of creatures and gemstones. The entirety of the armor takes a shade of bright red, and various plumes of what appear to be phoenix feathers or peacock feathers just scattered across the suit, mainly forming a weird collar. And the face of the armored individual takes the shape of an orc with 4 tusks, but you can clearly tell that the individual is Elven for the long elongated ears poking out. And on the belt of this brightly colored individual is a very elaborate, intricate, large sword of some kind, sheathed in a very, I'd say, decorated scabbard. Bruce Chan, you're abound. You
Rouge
cannot
just joined.
be- Oh fuck! It's Joseph.
Am
No!
I intruding on something?
No.
Playing Minecraft. Fuck off.
Get out of here!
Okay, we're uploading forward to SoundCloud, Joseph.
Hey,
I'll leave.
Joseph. No, you're not leaving.
No,
You're
you're-
staying.
We're
We're
just
getting in the roll 20. We're
Get
doing
roll
this.
20, we're
My
doing-
character is incomplete.
Who gives the
Oh.
shit?
I do, because it's also 12:40 at night.
Get the-
Yeah,
why the
it's
fuck
really,
you-
We're aware of
really
that.
late.
Don't use that as an excuse when you pop on in general. Love you, Joseph. Thanks for more. Now also fuck you.
No, you.
Wow, Chris. Rude.
Of course I'm rude.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Joseph. My gift was better.
I
Chris, I'm
heard
gonna
Ben
buy you a
mention-
Brigand Waka.
What did Kyle get you, Chris? Fucking Crush
Ben-
Crush? God.
I'd play
No.
that. I'd play Crush.
No, you would.
Kyle got Chris something way worse.
Mentioned something about Elizabeth Bathory. I don't know any other details besides that.
I also mentioned Elizabeth Bathory, but it's
Hey, no,
I
Yeah,
For
forgot.
context,
about
Chris,
mentioning
the way that worked was Kyle asked me to message you saying, "Have you gotten your Elizabeth Bathory yet?"
I mean, now that Chris has a fucking graphics card, he can finally play Garfield Kart.
Shit, I wasn't
implying
able to run
that's
it
not
before.
what we did. Implying that after everybody left after Chris's birthday, I went back in so I could play Garfield Kart on his computer.
The only way to play the game. What the fuck is
What
that?
was that?
Alright,
It's a squeak toy, apparently.
Remember when we said we were gonna do D&D?
Yeah.
This is playing D&D. Getting
Have you guys been
sidetracked.
fucking
like,
around?
This is exactly what playing
for
D&D.
3 hours straight.
No,
I
we
had to
just got
leave
started.
for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got started.
There's nothing he could do
Oh my
about
God,
that.
I'm
So
so
my
sorry.
last 2 sessions, Joseph, for comparison, lasted for around more than 4 hours each.
Jesus.
This one's gonna be a bit shorter.
You guys
Yeah,
been playing
that's
frequently.
That's the plan, anyway.
You guys
we'll
been
see
playing
how
like
dedicated
super
we are.
frequently.
So far, it's gone great.
At least for, we've been playing really often comparatively for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I noticed.
At least once a week we've been playing.
Yeah, for some. The settings vary, of course.
I would like it if Cameron would actually join us for one of these now.
Yeah, Cameron, you stupid
can't
bitch.
fucking work.
Get the
I'm
fuck
sorry.
on Kyle's setting. What are you doing?
I'm
You
like
ain't having a life, fucker.
I'm like drowning in things to do for D&D, so I can't find time.
Yeah,
to do
my
this.
name is Joseph. I have more than one group of friends. Get the fuck out of here, you stupid
Wow.
bitch. Socializing like a normal human being. Get out of here.
No, it's mostly online socializing. Don't worry, I'm still shut into
It's
my
still
room.
socializing.
Still socializing.
I'm still a hermit while doing it though. God.
Same.
There's a reason why I
So-
have the fucking hermit background, you fuck.
Joseph is a sucker, and you can't convince me otherwise.
I'm the what?
Oh, you don't know what that means, but don't worry, most of us do.
Hello, cat.
So, you guys, at least, one by one, your cells are opened by these 2 guards, flanked by this decorated and armored individual. They don't really say anything besides just them just lifting you up from your positions and shackling you. And they drag out everyone, pretty much. Pretty much
Wait,
every.
so they can touch me.
Yes, they touch you, regardless of your consent.
Gay.
Where do they touch me?
We are not
Yeah.
going there.
Your arms, you know.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure in case I need the safety word.
Yeah, I don't think anyone
Bludgeon.
knows what that is.
It's bludgeoning, remember?
See, Cameron remembers.
I remember the
The
safety word.
safety phrase is "fuck me."
Safety phrase.
Was made. So, everyone who was present during the Druidic Cove incident, I'll call it that, you're all removed from your cells. Your hands and fingers are shackled. Your mouths are bound, of course. But unlike last time, your faces aren't completely covered with burlap sacks. And you
They're
can
washing
clearly,
them finally.
and you can clearly see. You can clearly see the room around you beyond your cell, and you can see that the floor of the building is like made out of a solid stone-like foundation, but the walls themselves are, strangely enough, solid wood. And lighting the area is just a row of three torches lighting the decently sized room. It's not too big. I'd say it contains like around 6 cells from two sides. And you can see the guards that were, as I mentioned before, were watching your rooms and this new individual. So everyone is shackled together in a line.
You know, I'm imagining here, just based on how they've treated Bruce Chan before now, is that everybody else was kind of walked in and like is shackled like a normal person. Bruce Chan is on like a cart, like Hannibal
he
Lecter
was
style,
moving
just
like, yeah,
the
moving
mask,
like Hannibal Lecter.
full body harness thing, just like
So
Being
They
pulled
really
by a
don't trust me.
carriage.
that's the idea, but differently, they treated you a hell of a lot gentler than last time. They just picked you up off of your the rack you were on in your cell and just slapped you in front of everybody else inside of this, and you're all like chained together with like one big like collar to collar chain.
Who am I chained to? This matters.
Everyone. Well,
Yeah,
in
who
front of you.
who's
Yeah,
immediately
who's
next to me?
Okay, so in the front is Bruce Chan. Behind him is Dreamgrove. Behind him is Katrina. Behind Katrina is Milia. And behind Milia is the gun goblin.
as long as the butt slapper's not pulling up the rear.
Yeah, while you're bound. So.
God,
I'm
that brings
pretty-
me back.
I'm pretty sure the blood slapper is always pulling up the rear.
I wanted that joke.
You know, I am proud of myself for the butt slapper.
You
Oh,
are. You better.
I
be.
love.
Was that our first ever
It was
D&D
Shadowrun.
running joke?
It was
Yeah, was it the
Shadow-
first ever running joke we ever had in D&D?
I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
I think we're bringing it up with no context once we start recording.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Butt slapper is a
anybody
very
who's
old
not
one.
us that's
Listen,
watching
this is
this later
probably
is
the
not going to
single
get it.
most. This is probably the single most accurate representation of D&D you can find out there. It's completely rambly, off topic, and nonsense.
And then just like talking over each other. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what
Yes.
happens? We're all chained together.
So, pretty much the armored individual leads from the front and gestures for the guard, pretty much just to guide you guys down the corridor. You walk awkwardly, shuffling behind each other, behind this tall individual, for what seems to be around 15 minutes. Not 15, 5. 5 minutes down the hallway, until makes a stop and then makes a direct right. Moving ahead, you see just a big, wide-brimmed door. To be honest, it wasn't exactly that far from the fucking cells you were imprisoned in, but the prison itself, the grand scheme of things, isn't that large. Opening the door, you see a familiar face in the masked interrogator, sitting behind his desk, of course, scribbling away at a pile of papers. Hearing the door opening, he notices the large armored individual. Surprise, shocks, just pretty much, just his physical mannerisms are stiff. He notices, and he suddenly drops everything he's doing and rises up and gives a quick bow. And in front of him is a bound, large lizard man. And Lizard,
Yeah.
you were in the middle of being interrogated about your lovely poaching incident.
Yeah.
Got him.
And
Listen, man, I saw a swamp deer and I eat the swamp deer.
swamp deer.
Yeah, the swamp deer.
Bruce Chan respects this man.
Yes, the
Revelation
majestic
I saw a
swamp
swamp
deer.
deer. I was talking, yeah, it's swamp deer.
Thomas, we call that a moose.
No, that's a snow deer. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding? A moose is just a deer that eats other deers.
All right, let's go get them snaters, them snow gators.
What a swamp? Actually, I think a swamp deer would be just a normal deer because there are deers in swamps.
Of course there is, but moose are funny. So, swamp deer hunter, you aren't moved from your spot. Instead, your current position is just flank behind you is just a row of just people you don't recognize. You've never seen them in your life before. They're all bound, gagged, and just chained up together.
I would like to
Start
make
a
eye
convo?
contact with the lizard man to
Start
see
a
if he's like
convo.
me.
Lizard man, I'd like you to roll a fortitude save and then a perception.
Okay, hold on.
Fortitude.
Because similar to everybody else, you are under the effects of a drug laced in
Fortitude. I rolled a 23.
So, with your
Mighty impressive.
freakishly advanced regenerative capabilities being a lizard person,
Yeah.
you power through the lovely hazy effects of the medicine placed in the food you're given.
And perception, not as good.
So, you notice these individuals. Immediately, you because your senses were cleared, you can get a clear visual of what you see. You see an elf, you see a couple of humans, and you can see that they're dressed in lovely rag-like clothing similar to you.
Yeah.
Their fingers are bound, and their mouths are gagged.
Their fingers specifically?
They've
Yep,
got
they're
weird
fingers.
finger cuffs.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
They
like,
got
they got
what?
like finger locks on you?
Yep.
Also, I don't know.
Also
if this
magnet
has been
boots, but
mentioned.
that's for another time.
It's so I can't do magic.
In case you were keeping track of our armor classes, me and Thomas found out that we weren't adding our proficiency to it, so it went up by 3.
Yeah.
Of course. Don't
We are
forget
now
that.
harder to kill, so keep throwing orcs at us.
I'm going to keep sending orcs at you with those lovely +8s.
Uh-oh.
Fucking take him. You can take him. Fucking. You can take him.
I'll just throw my mace away again.
And miss.
Yeah, I'll throw it away. I'm just gonna headbutt him.
Before the interrogator could get a word up, probably about to argue that he's currently in the middle of an interrogation. The brightly colored individual raises their hand, raises their hand, and the interrogator goes silent and continues his bowing posture. The interrogator looks back at the guards flanking him, nods, and they walk away. He closes the door, and then he looks to the party in question. He looks to the interrogator and tosses him a set of keys. The interrogator, for a brief second, seems to falter at what he's supposed to do, but after another second of thought, he quickly realizes, yeah, I'm just gonna free these people. So, in succession, everyone is free from their shackles, they're unbound, and their gags are removed.
First thing
Nezuko
Slark
is a
is gonna
wonderful
do
lady.
is crack his knees.
Your knees?
Yeah, because he's been sitting down in a chair for 5 days.
He's gonna stretch.
Bruce Chan is
And
gonna
he
like
had like, okay, I don't think Slark can stay without hearing pops in his knees at that point.
His weird, like, double knees.
Bruce
His weird
Chan is gonna like
fucked up double legs.
Yeah, Bruce Chan.
Bruce
Please.
Chan's gonna like rub his wrists a little and then clap
Back
his
up.
hands together and say namaste.
There it is.
Millie's gonna go over to Bruce Chan with a hand on his shoulder. You know, I never actually said this, but good job kicking that orc's head off back at the giant tree.
I do not remember what you speak of. Namaste.
You son of a bitch.
Here's the limit.
So, as you guys are, quickly exchanging talks and jabs, remembering your lovely experience at the Druidic Cove. Was it Slark? Yeah, Slark.
Slark. Yeah.
I hate your
Slark
name.
Lezar.
You see the armored individual reach down to the ear of the interrogator and whisper a couple of things.
How big is the room we're in?
So, you know
There's
your
like
lovely,
8 people in here.
you know the rooms in Forest Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, that size.
That's a big fucking interrogation room.
There's a lot of stuff stored in here, actually.
It's got a bunch of crates and stuff. All our
Okay.
weapons.
A lot of the stuff was used on Rouge chain.
A lot of it.
I mean,
It took a lot to get me to talk.
I mean, where else are you gonna contain all the torture devices?
It's not torture. It's let's
It's-
see.
And the recording devices they use to film it.
They're,
They
they're
uploaded on
convincing
Elfnet,
tools.
the Magic Wizard Net, the Wizards of the
This is-
Coast.com.
This is my IOL. This is my MOL provider. My MSP. My magical service provider.
Be sure to like and subscribe this video on MageTube.com.
Yeah.
Working at better service.
They going up to the www.
This
The
is
Wizard
welcome to
Wide
Moria.
Web.
Welcome to MLL Moria Online.
All right, let's send this up to the Wizard Wide Web.
was
My
like,
my MOS provider is actually Humecast.
I actually subscribe to a subsidiary, Wizard World Net. It's a little slower, but it's cheaper.
Everyone's favorite MMO is Wizards.
Hold on. Someone is scrying my crystal ball. I have to stop using my wizard computer. I still have Scryer up net.
Ryan.
I'm still using the Orc.
The order.
This is why you get Hob VPN, so you can have hobgoblins find and beat the shit out of whoever's invading.
I need
your
to listen, man. It's worth it. I only have to pay 5 gold pieces an hour to play Neverwinter Nights.
Bugbear VPN. Bit better. They're a bit stealthier.
I'm just gonna
How
go to
many
my
fucking
ORC.
D&D internet jokes can we make?
A lot.
Until we get bored of it.
I gotta go over to my ORC. I mean, I click it, I turn it on, and all I hear is beep.
No, I come back and I hear shit about VPNs and whatnot. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
What's a
You keep
VPN?
getting viruses saying hot elves in your area.
Hot nilfs in your area. So, man, you were there for the. Were you there for the joke? I'm pretty sure you helped instigate it.
I might have been. I was gonna make the, she looks 30, this elf looks 200 years younger, alchemist, hater.
I keep getting
That's
these
not a
messages.
Polymorph.
That's not a polymorph. Use this one hot trick to get all the hot human ladies to fall for you.
God.
Found deep in the dwarven pit.
Potion that these ads keep selling me. It says it'll help my erectile dysfunction.
Excuse me,
to,
what?
be, to be fair,
I am a dwarven prince, and I will offer you a great fortune if you.
I love how it's a
Invest
dwarven-
in Electrum now.
Fuck off. DJ, you overused the.
Yo, can I invest in some Electrum coin?
First, can we?
Electrum coin. Magical charge card.
Oh, I forgot what I was doing in spell creation. God damn it.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
remember with our dumbasses around. So the interrogator, after having stuff whispered into his ears by the armored individual, the interrogator just coughs into his gloves. Well, it's not like he can cough through it. So you here are gathered because you have experiences in the Druidic Cove. We didn't really get a chance to get any explanation, and we thought it'd be better to hear from all of you at once, possibly changing your perspective or tone, or possibly to get any further information. So, will you please Can you summarize to me what happened at the Druidic Cove?
All right, who has the best charisma?
Hold up.
No metagaming.
I don't
Milia
know.
is going to pipe up.
Hype.
We went into the
Pipe up,
Druid
pipe up.
Cove and then started to investigate. We saw that the 2 staircases leading up to the higher levels were entirely blocked off with rubble that we couldn't clear. Going past that, we saw a naiad who was apparently suffering through something. After fighting off some of the warriors that she had, I assume, resurrected or had some control over, we managed to break through to her before this dark elf, holding an orb that gave her the ability to freeze the area around her, said that she was the one who had murdered. Is that correct?
Count something, something, something.
Count Dracula.
Chocula?
Count Chocula.
Count Dankula.
Count Chocula. It's a mixture of both Westworld.
Sounds about right. Bruce Chan would like to pipe up and say, she forced my fingers into those directions that you noticed when your guards came to gather us, right before she left.
That was in the report.
It was not intentional.
Why do I feel like that statement could have gone a lot worse?
Come.
Stare for a while. She had grabbed her orb once more and used some sort of wand in order to vanish from this situation.
Interesting summary.
You
Back
all
to-
seem to forget one thing, though.
What's that?
I was the last one to be frozen, therefore I got the most information.
Therefore, but you didn't pipe up.
I think I was the
Shut
first
up.
to be frozen.
Yeah, you were the first to be frozen. Just trying, like, I can break these cuffs.
During the battle, you didn't
But he
talk.
was also the one who got first blood.
Yeah.
did.
So, back to the start. You mentioned orcs in Chaldarian Forest.
While we were on the way there, we encountered some orcs and goblins who attacked us preemptively. And after dealing with that threat, we continued on forward, and before meeting the leader, who had apologized for the actions of them, and said they were just on scouting duty alone, and that they shouldn't have been attacking anybody.
Orcish diplomacy. Never knew that was a thing that existed. Interesting. I'll proceed to write that in my notes. But it's strange. They shouldn't be in these woods. That goes against the armistice. Thank you for
Armistice.
providing this information.
Nani.
Really is you get really like self-conscious for a second and just worried. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
Yeah, I invited that orc. I'm just kidding.
I fucked that orc in the asshole. Dreamgrove was the
He's
best.
my bottom bitch.
That's
You
pretty
can't
gay.
have him.
Oh, yeah, I had my
Oh,
mic muted
God.
by accident.
You missed out on how gay last session was. Jesus fucking Christ.
You
So-
know how filthy it was.
So Slark's gonna
Oh.
raise his claw.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
So somehow Millie is able to gather all
brought
this
in for
information
poaching.
just by hearing a lot of stuff. But I was the one who did a good bit of
I
the
was
talking.
hearing this is shit that she base experienced.
I know you were hearing it. You were
So,
still hiding.
I was there.
I know you were hiding, but you listened, even though I was the one talking to the dude.
yeah, perfect, because your dick bulge was sticking out of your pants.
Slark's like, okay,
Okay, I thought
Don't tell Gozra.
Cameron, I thought you were talking about everything in general. So
Yeah, you were there, but
So, the interrogator looks to Slark, and you can say he stares at you for like a second. And he's like, "Yeah, Arisen, why is this Lizardman still in the room?" So the armored individual just pretty much glares at the interrogator, and the interrogator just immediately coughs into his hand and looks back at the group. You mentioned a naiad in the Druidic Cove, and it was afflicted with something. Can you describe this affliction?
she seemed
That's
to
a
be
new one.
plagued by something emotionally harming her. Whatever it was, she didn't have control over her emotions or herself, it seemed like. And it seemed to originate from the ball due to the freezing of the water that she was in. Or that she...
Was there any physical abnormality? Anything that stood out?
She changed different shades of blue and into purple at some point, I believe.
Interesting. And you mentioned you overcame this in some manner.
You tried to tell her that whatever it was that was saddening her was okay. We were here to help her calm down. And eventually, after quite literally nice words and hugs, we managed to get through her.
Peculiar reaction to being attacked by something. I guess it worked out for you in the end, though.
Kitruin would like to pipe up.
I came into
What
this
now?
profession in order to help as many people as possible. Whatever it was her suffer. If doing things peacefully will help her, then that's what I would do.
Interesting. And these orcs you mentioned inside the cove alongside the Naiad, were they different in any way?
Not that I remember or that I would have seen. Did anybody notice anything different about the orcs?
I think they may have also been afflicted by the purple hue that the Naiad also had been afflicted by.
Nothing.
Yes, I remember. They seemed to act more like they were undead, if that makes sense. They seemed like bodies being controlled, less than not like a living person being controlled.
Their heads their heads came off quite easily. Namaste.
Rushan, I thought you said you didn't kick a head off of one of them.
You are a psychopath, Jan, but I'm so happy we have you.
Chad, I'm just happy that you're on our side.
Namaste. Very aggressive namaste.
You mentioned you were with a Pathfinder, the Ranger Nihilus. Tell me about it.
He's a nice guy.
Where did we leave him off at?
I think he got frozen.
Grove.
Yeah, he was probably frozen along
His
with
fate
us.
was kind of like unheard of because we don't know what the fuck happened.
Wait,
to him.
no, I remember. He got
yeeted into the back of the room.
Yeah, and then he just kind of went unconscious. I don't think he got frozen.
Yeah, he
but
was
I know
just
he was
there.
mentioned after that.
Did we just like leave him down there then? Is he just
Uh,
still
No,
down
no,
there?
no, no.
I don't think
They
we had a
left
choice to
him.
leave him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they,
I don't
you
think we
were
had a choice.
frozen, and
I
they
mean,
took
yeah.
us.
Yes, Nihilus. He seemed to understand a lot about the way that these druids worked, and were apparently familiar with one of them. Most of the time, he would disappear and reappear whenever we needed advice or needed to be told where to go. It was incredibly worrisome. I think we accused him of being a ghost at one point, but he just laughed it off.
He was a very convenient fellow.
Interesting. Noted. Now, this ball, what did it appear like? Anything about it that stood out?
Chris, was there anything that stood out about the ball?
Roll recalled knowledge.
Everybody or just him?
Everybody.
You
Don't remember shit.
What's that for Slark?
0.
can tell
Yeah,
Or
us.
you take a negative 20 to this check.
Oh my god.
Alright, Slark's gonna roll intelligence, I guess.
Apparently, Malleen
Give me a
fucking
second,
doesn't
I'm
know
looking.
shit.
Alright.
Apparently,
Chan's
Slark
got
rolled
this!
more than
Aw.
Apparently, Slark rolled the best out of a lot of.
And a negative 2 to intelligence. I'm not smart.
Slark just heard about the ball and then it freezing. It's like, it's a ball that's frozen? That's a lot better than everybody else.
Don't worry, we have an ace detective on our side. Tell
Let's
him.
keep it
Right.
real. Using your
Leave
Conan,
Ace
Conan.
detective.
Use your Conan powers. You recall that the ball was very plain look, like white, right? But it glowed constantly. And there's like just the color of like purple from it that emanated every now and then. But for the most part, it was just a pure white ball, as if like a massive pearl. And that it was particularly durable.
Yeah, Bruce Chan tried to break it, but it didn't work.
I was nice and I didn't break his hands.
Shit!
I think I
The
used
only
my
thing that makes
foot.
me a monk.
Yeah, you used your foot.
I think I like tried to stomp on it.
You kicked it out of her
Yeah,
hand.
you kicked it and then you yeeted across the room. You held it in front of it to make sure she
And
didn't get to
then,
it.
and then me and Katrina tried to like run for the ball, crawl on the ground. Both of us failed.
Yeah, I just ran toward it. You guys are hilarious.
While you were crawling for it, I was actually trying to like protect you like from
Tried
the
to stab
drow.
it.
Protect her from the ground. Oh shit.
So, this drow woman. Do you recall anything that stood out about it?
She seemed
Shit.
incredibly durable.
I have an idea. of what
Incredibly
to-
strong. She threw a
one-
couple of us across the room.
One thing that really stood out to me is that when we asked her for her name, she told us that she didn't know, and she seemed like she was being honest about it.
I thought I was asking her about that.
So she is in fact a gorilla in disguise. Anything else about her appearance that stood out?
She was
What kind of
incredibly
gorilla?
attractive.
Well, she was black. I'm kidding.
Oh god.
Wow. Times it's happened before, but what kind of gorilla?
All right then.
And Cameron is out of here.
Comedy.
And
With you.
You know, I thought the person who would get kicked out for edgelord humor would be me.
Funny, if
Comedy.
you want to know how lowbrow we are, not much.
all right. Well, you know what? Get the beep ready for that. You're gonna need a long one. All right.
So imagine her drow
We are
Yeah.
horrible people.
We are bad people.
Again, I'm legit surprised that the first person to get edgelordy wasn't me.
Well, she just said she
Why
had
not?
black skin tone. To
Yeah,
be
she-
fair.
She was a darker lady. She had like grayish, like
Well,
very dark
depending on what version
hair.
of drow we're going for, that might not be wrong.
Well, she's
She
a
was
darker
dark
lady.
pale.
She had grayish hair. She was black.
I mean, again,
She
if you
was
know what
just
version
dark
of drow we're
elf.
going for, he might not be wrong.
I fucking love how the two responses to that guy's question was she was incredibly attractive and she was black.
Black.
Wait, who said she was attractive?
Too dark.
She had I got one.
She had lovely feet. Good for stomping.
Did you say feet?
She had a lovely face. Good for
Whatever
breaking the
happened to
ice
her
that
eyes,
was
my
covered
heart
on my
stopped.
hand.
She had a black face.
We need to stop.
And to be fair, Bruce Chan,
Stop!
he literally took your punches and did not give a shit.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
I
It's too
remember.
easy. Come on.
I was
I know,
gonna
it's-
say, that's
oh.
pretty important.
That's how you know we're fucking garbage. It's
Remember
Red
when we were
O'Clock,
joking
come
about
on.
the internet? Those are good.
Yeah.
I was joking
I
about
just
rape.
thought of another internet joke too.
Shut up!
Actually, it's something very important.
Fucking new video that's been going around on the ORC. It's church organist displacer beast.
Displacer food?
All right, what else?
Wizard tube about growing a lot of dryads.
No. The Dryad Farm. Nasty place.
That's a joke that's not gonna last.
No, it's not. So, do you guys recall anything else about the Droughts? Ladies?
Yes, actually.
Okay,
For
Dreamgrove.
real this time.
For
Don't.
real is.
The lady seemed to somehow want to be evil for evil's sake.
Peculiar disposition. Anything else?
Yeah, she really didn't. She gave me the impression that even if she had like lost, she wouldn't have cared.
And
Though I wasn't
was definitely
she
losing at
started
some point.
losing, and then she started freaking out. It was completely night and day.
I see. And you were paralyzed, correct?
Frozen.
Frozen.
well, that was before,
Or, well, we were frozen first. We got broken out of that as soon as Nihilus came along, and then she used a different magical item to paralyze us that didn't involve ice.
Well, the whole sequence was Nihilus freed Melissa,
Yes.
and then in the distraction, we were freed, and then we proceeded to kick the shit out of that drow.
the ball specifically.
I think we lost that pretty handedly.
She was struggling for a little bit, but then she's like, you know what? Fuck it.
Picked up and threw one of us across the room.
We
Hey,
still
I
put
thought I
up
could
a
handle
pretty
her.
good fight.
Katrina's like,
Brave.
yeah, I stabbed her a couple times.
I got her good.
I should have shot my
did
gun at her.
I bought her dinner.
I helped do something.
I hope, yeah.
I fixed your cable.
You flicked her off. Good
I
job.
fixed
I
her
flicked
too.
her off a lot.
I know, man. The correct term would be I fixed her crystal ball.
I promptly gave it back to her like a good citizen.
We played soccer with it a little bit. I mean,
We lost.
That shit, imagine would hurt, actually.
Bruce Chen was fine.
Bruce Chen was perfectly
Does
fine.
that man even wear shoes?
Does Bruce
Mark
Cameron?
doesn't.
Is Bruce
Because
even a
you
man?
You can't afford good shoes.
Can't afford shoes at all.
You spent all
Just
of your
kick it with your bare foot.
lizard foot, actually.
Is there a spellcraft fucking
Spellcraft?
skill?
Arcane, probably?
No, it's not a skill. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
probably.
I'm thinking about other
Okay.
things. Carry on.
So, the interrogator looks back at his scribbles, and then he looks up back to the group. So, you stated that this drow was the cause for Duke Zahim's death.
At least that's what she said.
Mm.
We don't know if that's true or not, but the way that she's acting.
Do you have an exact quote?
I did it.
Are we allowed to read the
Dying.
knowledge for that one?
Drow.
I didn't.
I think after we asked if she had anything to do with the death, she just nonchalantly said, "Oh yes, it was me," something along those lines.
Hmm.
Did anybody else notice anything odd about the scenario?
I want you to recall knowledge.
Okay.
Again.
Everyone, not you, fucker.
I got it. Well,
I'm gonna do it anyway.
I'm gonna do it. I hate this.
How did you
Slark
manage?
momentarily loses all high brain functions.
I'm not sure if he had any to begin with.
It's like just fucking flatlines for a second.
Look, he just dies. Slark. Okay, so
Wow, we are
Katrina,
just-
I had
Jesus
moments like that.
Christ.
We
take
are.
a few. The drugs didn't
We're
last
awful.
too well. Like you die.
Die.
He's dead. Just roll a new character,
Yeah,
man.
you're fine.
No, I have to roll a new Lizardman.
So,
Years.
Kitruin Dreamgrove is 15 the thing, or is that for something else? I forgot.
Hold on, I didn't even do it. I thought. everyone
just
was
roll
doing
intelligence.
it. What intelligence?
Ow,
What
exactly.
intelligence exactly?
Wow.
Suck.
Suicide by
I told you.
water.
I told you. I called it.
So, you guys try to recall your memory of the encounter, or specifically of that.
The only
Oh,
one who would
when-
know
when
is
Roshi-
me.
She said, I did it, or if she did it, or proved it. However, all you guys remember is you don't really remember anything related to the Drow Lady saying anything about Duke Zahim, except for Milia, Nios, Wysman. So
Wise-
you recall that you don't remember the exact words, but you remember that the Drow actually stated she had no involvement with the Duke's death. But she was carrying around the zombified attendants of the Duke. However, she claimed that, at least the general gist, she wasn't responsible.
Oh, no, wait. It's coming back to me.
No, you gotta use your brain blast.
No,
See?
it wasn't her. She said
See?
that she didn't. She said that she
Only
didn't have
Thomas will get this, but you've got to communicate with an eel.
But she
God,
was
don't
carrying
fucking
around
remind me of
the
that.
Zombies of her
Yeah,
attendants,
you're gonna remember
and
Deep
we
Shark
didn't
Boy.
know if she was lying or not.
Okay. Do you remember anything about the Duke's death? Any possible evidence for it?
Found the area that it supposedly came down, but the Duke supposedly was at, and I don't think I found anything there.
Do you guys remember what you found at the camp?
I didn't find shit at the camp, so good luck, motherfuckers.
Various tracks, both humanoid and goblinish, a bunch of weapons lying around, but with no blood on any of them. And
Okay.
there was the imprint where Zahid's body was, but his body was moved since then after other investigators had gone through the area.
One more thing. When we were talking to the orcs, they did say that they had absolutely nothing to do with the murder of the Duke. They wanted to assure that more than anything. Chris, can I recall knowledge to see if we had a feeling that they were lying or not?
He was speaking directly toward me. I did not sense any lying.
Okay, there we go.
Because I remember that during the session, like...
Yeah, I remember you rolling to check if they were lying.
Okay.
So the interrogator writes down what you assume what you're saying on the paper he's currently writing on, and these weapons that were unscathed. Do you recall what they were shaped like? Possibly origin.
They were like goblin-like, right?
I think they were like orc and goblin
There's
weapons.
a gun.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been
something
like
to
a
that
scouting
effect.
group, and all their weapons were just left there.
More scribbling on the paper.
Scroll. He's just drawing a picture of a fucking bunny. Stupid piece of shit.
He's writing in Elven. If
Exactly.
fucking Slark can understand Elven.
He's
I
right.
can't.
Understand
I
Elven.
bet
I can understand Ixalan.
there's a 20% chance he's probably
I
writing
can
smart
speak
in Elven.
Eripsy.
That's
Wait,
my job.
25% chance, Chris. Roll a d20.
Uh-oh.
He's
I
he's
said
writing
20.
an elven fanfic. That's what he's doing.
I can
writing
speak
Elven.
that language.
He's writing Elven smut fanfic.
I mean, I
Is he
can.
writing in that?
This is
Got
canon
all
now. I'm not a disembodied voice. Fuck you.
The interrogator got all the bitches.
That's pretty fucking gay.
Good for him.
Especially
that's
that fucking
Dreamgrove.
hot lizard bitch.
Dreamgrove is
Literally
the
who?
fucking slut here. Let's see.
Funny, because Slark is like a giant walking crocodile iguana.
So the interrogator looks up to you guys and says, that's a decent summary. Do you guys have anything else of note? Anything that you recall that stand out?
The Naiad seemed to have been familiar with Zahim.
Thank you. I actually forgot about that until now.
Chris, do I? It's right there, buddy.
13. Okay. So, all right. So
Milk.
everyone inside of the water, you guys remember the visions that you saw from the night about seeing the lovely Duke Zahim grow up from a little tyke to the young adult he was before he got lovely murdered. He got Danganronpa. And you saw you recall that Zahim was just he recognized the Naiad. Do you mention this?
I mentioned this, yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna bring her in for questioning too.
Anything else I remember?
Besides what the Naiad believed she was the cause for his death, other than that, you just recognized that was the reason why he went into the woods in the first place. And Katrina, I assume you relay this information.
Yeah, I say, once we freed the Naiad from her affliction, we saw a vision of Prince Zahim actually meeting this Naiad, and apparently they have known each other for quite a while, so assuming that the reason why Zahim was in the forest was to go out and meet the Naiad, and see the part of her dress and her affliction got elevated due to the fact that she had found out that he had died.
The interrogator nods as he continues to scribbles down on his notes. Before finally adding a dot, looking at the armored individual behind him, looking back at you, and before he neatly files the papers in what appears to be and then he gets up and pushes his chairs, and then he opens the door, and the armored individual gestures for you to follow.
I would like to follow first.
Something follows after.
Alright, yep, we all follow after him.
And
The,
Slark,
fall
you are
to the yellow
also
submarine.
unbound and given the gesture to follow.
Okay. Slark follows.
Boy.
Okay.
Very confused, but he follows.
What the fuck? Alright.
So, the armored individual pretty much just walks you to what appears to be a large lounge-like area, pretty much straight ahead of the interrogation room, and it's around similar size to the interrogation room itself. However, instead of just a simple, plain, boxy room full of just storage and like a boring table, you see a set of very comfortable-looking sofas, chairs, and a shelf of what appears to be reading material. And the armored individual just points over to this area, nods, and then walks away. However, Slark, as armored individual does, the armored individual grabs your arm and pulls you with him.
Okay.
Slark, you're tossed back into your cell.
Ah, damn
Thanks,
it.
Slark.
So let's gotta go to bed.
So you guys are provided with this very comparatively luxurious location to just relax in for now. And after a few bits of waiting, you see a group of what appear to be just individuals armored up, similar to the other guards that were guarding your cells earlier, and they all provide you a platter of what appears to be a full course meal of sorts. Each plate had a goblet of water, a goblet of wine, a decently sized cut of what appears to be steak, and mixed with vegetables and bread. And as soon as they just provide this food, they leave. Enough for one plate per person. Also, fuck Slark. Slark gets slop.
Yeah.
Rip.
Slark's like, no, I'm a vegetarian.
No, you're gonna eat his gruel. His lizard gruel.
It's made of gizzards.
No, it's bad for my bones. I'll get a calcium issues.
Like a fucking
Bad for my
chameleon.
bones. I have a calcium.
Does lizards get too much or too little calcium?
They get too little calcium.
It's like, no, I
They
need
get
the
lizard
calcium.
they get lizard arthritis.
Yeah.
Their skulls cave in because they don't have enough bone juice.
Yeah.
What do you think
Hold on,
happens?
my
when
dad's
you
calling
have
me. Give me a
zero
second.
in intelligence?
You'll be fine, Slark. So you guys are provided this meal. So you guys are currently in, as we like to call, rest mode. So, discuss the events, plans, and also remember that you all have your hero points, and none of your gear for now, and Kyle, you get an extra point from last time.
Got an extra point?
An extra hero point for jerking off the gnome.
I used that last session.
You will? Well, in that case, thank you for reminding me you have one again.
Hey,
You get another hero for
not
honesty.
said anything.
Well, gents and lady, I do believe it's time for meal.
Okay, cool. Just gonna start taking in.
Fine, sure. I'm just gonna sit right here at the end of the table. Nobody sit next to me to eat.
Yum. Eat
Okay, I'm
the-
back.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, my dad's been made to Uber up to Pittsburgh.
Fucking what?
Yeah,
How much you get paid?
he's probably gonna get paid quite a bit for that.
Yeah, because I mean, he's got to get back too, doesn't he?
Yes.
Oh wow.
You know. Have fun, Ben's dad.
Yeah. The only thing is like we got family in Pittsburgh, so we're absolute worst comes to worst. He could try and stay at my cousin's house.
Interesting. Sanctuary.
My
My sanctuary now.
Joseph doesn't get it. He can go suck corporate dick.
Chris, how did this gruel taste?
It tasted like watered down oats.
Just like at the
Clark's
monastery.
been, Clark's like, you know, I've been here for a long time. I've been here for 5 years for poaching.
You know, this is a transitionary prison.
And
so
it
they
was
just
your first
forgot about
offense.
Slark.
Slark just somehow
I was
keeps
supposed to get out.
to do wrong, so he keeps staying.
I had 2 years till I was supposed to get it too, and then they gave me a stay of an extension of stay. That was 3 years ago.
Bureaucracy just forgot where to put him, keep misfiling his papers, he just ended up being stuck here.
Who gives a shit about the Lizardman?
And to be fair, these are elves that live for centuries. They probably forget like about this type of shit all the time.
They forget to eat sometimes, and they're just like, "Oh, how long has it been since I ate?"
They're gonna suffer when I get into
4
prison and
days.
talk. When I get into prison and talk to the Lizardman's union.
Oh, sorry,
So you guys live in
another island.
Do you guys live in a swamp but have a union?
Yes.
Elven
The
corporate.
Lizardmen are very, very advanced people.
They're very, very specifically advanced.
They're very
Fuck
advanced people.
you, Elven capitalism!
They just don't wear clothes, worship sharks, and live in a swamp.
And have a union, because
Like
unions are
modern-day
important.
Mongolians.
Listen, they have some of the best fiber optic.
in life.
They have some of the best fiber optic magical internet around because all the cables have to run under the swamp.
Oh my gosh.
God
Too
bless
advanced.
you.
Thank you.
Bless you. You are
I don't know,
sneezy.
but that made me think of a sand chip joke where he said, "Oh yeah, Japan's got the best internet because the Earth's flat and Japan's the center, so they gotta run all the fiber optic cables through it."
What?
But
man.
Japan is the best internet because in the flat Earth, Japan's the center, so all the internet cables, so all the fiber optic cables gotta flow through Japan.
Yeah, Japan's in the center of the world on the flat Earth. Don't you guys
Yeah.
know that?
Well, they have the best.
Alright.
That's why they have the most probable shipping lanes because they all flow through Japan. This is the center.
Fucking god. Well, you guys have provided your meals. It's the first actually decent meal you've had in, I'd say, a couple of days, actually. And this time, it's not laced with anything. At least you hope so.
You'll never know.
Can I
And a
roll
pre-
perception to see if there's anything in my food?
Go ahead if you assume anything. You notice you got an extra piece of bread.
The guards will remember your. The guards will remember this.
Nice.
It's stale.
Oh,
Guards are so nice.
they still give me bread.
They gave me
My
extra
phone's
bread.
somewhere.
So, while you guys are eating or not eating, you are approached by one of the guards. And his guard's just, slightly pudgy-looking individual, probably a recent levy. He looks to you and says, "I was being to inform this will be your living quarters for the night. You will be processed out of this facility within the morn."
Milia is still munching on her bread like a chipmunk. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Bruce
Appreciate
Chan
the
would like to
information,
walk
sir.
up to the person.
Hello.
Bruce.
Please don't
Namaste.
kill him.
Please don't punch his face off.
Bruce Chan, what are you doing?
I do not
Omae
know
wa
what
mo
namaste means.
shinderu.
Do it, Bruce Chan. Slark needs more friends.
I appreciate it.
Namaste. Bruce Chan would like to hand them a piece of bread.
Omae
Oh,
wa mo
thank you.
breaderu.
I am legally not allowed to take food given to prisoners.
Take it.
I will actually be flogged for this. Please, sir, have mercy.
Please force the bread into his mouth.
Bruce Chan's shoving it down his throat.
Take my
Eat
charity,
this
you.
bread.
Bruce Chan's gonna slide the bread away and go namaste and go and sit back down and continue to eat the grog that reminds him of the monastery. They treated us poorly at the monastery, but it was still a good time. That's why they all had to die. What?
The guard tips his helmet at ye before bowing slightly, then leaving.
Bruce Chan, do you want to talk about that?
Talk about what? Namaste.
Am I the only one who gets that?
Malleen purse up.
What?
Everybody else is sitting here scarfing around.
Okay, wait.
Milia is the only one who knows.
What? Huh?
That and the interrogator.
What? Huh?
That's true.
What?
What?
What? Huh? What? Huh?
Something.
Unless.
Alright, what happens next?
So you guys are free to just sleep here for the night. Unlike your lovely, lovely cots or lack thereof for Bruce Chan, these couches are quite comfortable, soft and fluffy, well designed and top of the line Elven luxurious.
Exactly
Slark,
how
I
many
want
couches are
everyone
there?
else to get out of prison tomorrow, and Slark should just be stuck here, and Slark's dead. It's like, well, let's not have Slark for one session.
This session's gonna end with, alright, Ben, reroll your character.
No, damn it, Slark's dead.
Slark-
Stuck
I'm
in
in prison.
Bruce Chan's gonna like lay on the floor and just kind of plank, just like straighten his body out, straighten his arms out, and just kind of lay on the floor and just go to sleep.
How many
Well, so-
couches are there?
Yeah, that was my question.
like 3, but they're big enough to like awkwardly cross your legs on for 2
There's-
people.
3 of us.
And there's a Bruce Chan on the ground. I guess I'll take a couch.
Alright. The ladies get the couches. Bruce
Yeah.
Chan's on the floor.
Hey,
Mr.
wait a
Lizardman,
second.
if you'd like to use Bruce Chan as a bed, that works.
He's in his cell.
It's okay, we'll lockpick him out so we can just get him to
We'll
sleep on Bruce Chan.
lock-
Essentially, everybody gets a couch except for Bruce because he decided the floor is his home.
Yeah, he is one with the flat earth.
I mean, after being chained up to a wall for a couple of days,
He
being
needs
on the
his-
floor is amazing.
He needs his posture, dog.
Alright,
Just
everybody, have a good night.
Oh,
Just-
fucking
Can't
shit.
tell if you mean that in real life or in
In game.
And
So,
then-
Bruce Chan, I want you to roll a fortitude.
Lee's gonna yawn and say, good night,
No.
you two, Milia, Kitruin,
No,
Bruce Chan.
Bruce Chan,
Bruce Chan's
you're
legs are
going
now
for
broken.
Lovely sleep. However, for whatever reason, your back ain't good for a bit. You just ain't feeling right.
You now have the frightened status effect.
Nah. So when you wake up, you're fatigued. You didn't get as well as rest as everybody else on their soft, fluffy couches. So everyone falls asleep. Slark just cried. Whatever lizards do.
kind of curled up into a ball in a corner and
Slark
cried.
sitting
That's
in
just
his
how
cell.
lizards.
I thought I had no more tears left.
I can't even
Fire
bask.
on.
Remember, Slark, those aren't actual tears. Those are to just get things out of his eyes. He can't blink.
Crocodile tears.
I don't
I can't
cry, I'll
even
lick my
bask,
eyes.
man.
There's something in my eye.
Nah, you got
I'm
eyelids.
tempted to give Slark the voice I gave Ethan's sister when we played
Fucking Nekopara, you fucking
Yeah.
bastard. Don't bring that into his sacred house.
No, you'll suffer that voice Slark's gonna be in prison and Slark's gonna have that voice.
You already
Jeez.
fucking gave him a voice.
Slark the
But real life normal voice.
No, that's a fine voice. It's freaky enough to be alien.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's easy on your voice. You know,
You
keep
already are part lizard, man.
Man, when you lived in Florida for long enough, you just look up in your stomach. Oh look, I got scales now.
And I could
So
really
they have
go
an urge
for
to
some
hang
warm
from a
blood
tree.
right now.
So,
I gotta sun myself on a rock.
like a fucking marine iguana.
Yeah.
People
So
die in
you
the-
guys are sleepy land. You guys go back to sleep. Fuck you, Bruce. Your back sucks.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everyone else gets a decent night's rest. However, as you guys drift to darkness, each of you find yourself in a lovely, cold, frozen expanse. However, unlike last time, you guys are there together. You see each other within this dream, and you can feel the snow on your, pretty much on your just exposed feet, because what you're currently wearing isn't exactly great protection. Being simple.
Then a dragon
Uh,
comes out of the sky and kills Thomas.
Katrina dies. Oh, another character.
Bruce Chan would
God
like to
damn
pick
it.
up some snow and rub it on his back because it hurts for whatever weird reason.
So, Bruce Jan, you reach down to touch the snow. It feels just as cold and as real as actual fluffy snow. And you
Bruce
rub it
Chan
on your
wasn't
back.
questioning it. He wasn't questioning it. It's like, oh, this is snow.
And you rub it on your back. As you do, your shirt's soaked, just like everyone else's, because there's just a storm of snow. Oh, also,
Bruce
Slark is
Chan would like to
wearing
rip off his
everything.
shirt because it's now weighing
Oh
him
god,
down.
Slark is going into epileptic shock because he's cold-blooded.
Oh, poor Slark.
You guys see the
Malleen.
lizard in the interrogation room just slumped on the frozen floor.
Malleen, we're in the same dream together and it's snowing. Do you know what this means?
It's
No.
Christmas.
You gotta let it go.
You can make a
Oh,
snowman. Millie's
Oh
gonna start
god,
like
I'm cold-blooded, I'm gonna die.
Malleen walks up the stairs. You okay? Do you
Slark
need
can't
help?
respond. He's literally like frozen.
Guys, I think we need to help him. It's not looking good.
His organs are freezing over.
So,
Maybe
as you go through
He can
this,
help us as she continues making a snowman.
Bruce Chan takes off his shirt and throws it on him because it's now weighing Bruce Chan down.
They use it to give Slark a sweater. A sweater.
I
A
can't throw
sweater.
any fireballs at him.
Bruce
Wish I
Chan, I'd like
could.
you to make a flat DC check.
I like how we're making Slark existence just base hell.
13.
So,
Oh, it's you.
Bruce, as you take off your shirt, the wind in the frozen expanse gets significantly more violent. The snow begins to drop down even more. And you look to your hand, it seems to be frozen. And
Well-
you see the rest of your body slowly freezing over.
Bruce Chan, come help me make a snowman.
Bruce Chan's
I-
gonna cross his arms and be grumpy because this is happening again.
I
dude.
embrace Bruce Chen to give him worth.
You two also start to
Gay.
freeze over.
Bruce Chan looks at her questioningly.
Will you
Yeah.
help us from being frozen?
Oh, they have a disease.
Can I turn into a penguin?
No, you can.
I mean, maybe. Weirdo.
Hey, at least I'd be at home.
But as you try to protect yourselves against the increasingly more powerful wind, it only gets even more ferocious, even to the point of it's being difficult to stand up. And after suffering through this type of wind for only just a bit, similarly to how the effect you felt when you first experienced the dream through the Naiad, just pain erupts through your head, and it starts spreading over to your body. A very sharp pain, this time, as if something was just violently trying to grab your brain out of your head.
It can't have what doesn't exist.
Brain is out of line. Fight the rest of the zombie fine. Okay, nobody got
There's
that one.
no life behind Slark's eyes.
Just like,
Bruce Chan is still just
Everyone's
mad
like, we
'cause
gotta
he's
resist.
freezing
We
again.
gotta do whatever we can.
Slark is already dead.
Slark is dead.
Slark is currently contacting a higher being to kill him.
It's okay, he's just hibernating. That's what they do.
No,
like-
I
it's like
think
the
he's
fucking-
actually dead.
It's like those meme pictures where it's like people are doing things cuts to a dead guy. Like the Yamcha cutaway meme. Like it just cuts to Yamcha's corpse. That's Slark right now.
And as you guys are feeling this pain, you notice that the veins in your body start glowing a very bright blue, dark, like just a bright blue. And you can hear a gravelly, deep voice just seemingly in your brain. And it's speaking in Draconic. Does anyone know Draconic?
Shit, I know Draconic.
No.
If only Cobb was here.
So, Dreamgrove, you know Draconic, right?
Let me guess. I have to go to it.
Double check.
It'd be on your end. If
What the-
only
I know
had, like,
Draconic! I know
If
Draconic!
only any of us spoke a Roxy.
I can understand it.
So you have
know
Draconic.
how to speak
Yeah.
common.
So Dreamgrove, the only thing you hear is the word vessel. Before the frozen expanse suddenly just turned into a black void, and you wake up back on top of the elven luxurious bed.
What about the rest of us?
Yes, all of you
Yeah.
also.
No, it's just me. I'm the
What
main
about
character
Slark?
for you guys. Slark is
all you
dead.
guys wake up.
Slark
Slark,
is dead.
you
He
wake up
actually
from the
does.
most horrible dream a lizard man could possibly have.
I was stuck in the winter. Oh god, it was awful.
And you guys, as if a phantom pain, you feel
None.
invisible numb pain subsiding slowly, but strangely, you think should still be there.
Bruce Chan would like to do his morning stretches to fix his back.
Your back still sucks.
It's always sucked. Just he's doing stretches.
So, did anyone else just experience what I think we all experienced?
Just Slark.
I understood something from that.
Slark is so sad and confused.
Like, did everyone
Yep.
else hear a voice in their head?
Nope, just you.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
Pretty sure
heard one too.
Slark probably thinks he's just going insane, actually.
Probably 5 years, dude.
I heard a lot of some weird voice yelling. I was being frozen again. I was very unhappy.
Like,
I
it's just,
actually
like,
understood what it said.
all that happened to Slark in his dream was he died around 5 people he met for 5 minutes in an interrogation room.
In a
That's
frozen
right,
tundra.
Yeah, that's probably like a normal dream.
Probably.
Tree. So you guys experienced this. What are your immediate thoughts besides what you just said?
My immediate thoughts are actually words.
I'm gonna try using lay on hands in order to try and ease the pain somewhat
Does anyone
on
know what?
myself, just to test it.
Does anyone know what the thing was trying to say? Whatever it was.
There's a lot of weird screaming.
It was speaking out in Draconic, and I could only make out one word.
What was it?
Dark
Bestrick.
soul.
Oh God, no!
It said vessel, and that's all I could hear.
The soul.
Is it
So
looking for a
screams.
vessel?
I'm not sure.
Well, whatever it is, doesn't sound good.
I'd like you guys to roll a perception check. Slark, I also would like you to roll a perception check.
Okay.
Does the laying on hands?
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Slark has the fucking
Right,
eyes of a
attempts.
hawk.
the lay on hands doesn't seem to be making the weird, just awkward, subtle feel that you have around your body go away at all.
Rolled a 16.
Mhm.
Wow, I
I
still
can
managed
see
to roll the worst.
everything.
Okay.
All right, so Bruce Chan, Dreamgrove, Milia. Unfortunately, Katrina doesn't notice because she's still freaking
What
out.
about Slark?
I'll get to you later.
Slark notices everything. He just sniffs it. Oh shit, there's something going on in that room.
Slark has
No, another vessel, huh? I guess the ice god's looking to kill us all again.
And what about Slark?
Can you
Don't
just be a
worry,
loony
I'll get to
hobo?
you. So you guys noticed a familiar frost on the walls near the Elven chairs. It slowly spreads before it's going away in seemingly an instant as soon as you notice it.
Like goes. This is
And
worse
just
than you
like
ever
that,
thought.
you feel the entire room suddenly shake as what sounds like a loud bang somewhere out in the distance just rings in your ears.
Oh
And
hell! What the hell? What was
Really?
that?
And then in
I'm good.
a brief moment, a similar sound and a similar shake. Slark,
Yeah.
you
Dead.
awake.
You've been
See
killed
your
for the
corpse
fifth
in
time
the
now.
same room. You are now Data, and you're going to play.
No, I've been cyber sleuth.
Digimon.
You're a Digimon now, Slark.
Roll your
Oh,
character.
I'm a
Play Digimon. But no Slark. See, you had trouble sleep. You woke up suddenly from your sleep. In the same room you've seen multiple times. You can see many etch marks from your claws
Yeah.
on the
You're
walls.
letting out claws.
They've been here for so long.
A few doodles. You hear a subtle pitter patter, and then out near your door cell, near your jail cell, you see a small diminutive form,
Okay.
half the size of the man. His ears sharp like an elf.
Is it a gnome?
It's a half
Must be
gnome.
Applebee's. No,
No. I knew my cousin. I knew. That would have been sent by my cousin Stern.
You seem like you did quite the two. But do Applebee's hot apple pie will warm you right up.
Applebee's hot apple
I'm gonna kill
pie
you.
is a powerful name for a character.
Stern being Slark's cousin makes too much sense.
Fucking stupid. I love it. So, it's like you see.
All of the current D&D campaigns are contained in the same world.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know where Spaz fits in, but
Like any dwarf,
backpack.
somewhere
or where
small.
Birds fits in. That's another good question.
Well, if you keep slouching, you could probably fit in the same places as Spaz can.
Yeah.
So, Slark, you notice the small diminutive form hop up to what appears to be the keyhole of your cage,
Yeah.
and he sticks something in, and you see a bright flare of orangey red and a quick burst, and bits of metal just sprays at near you, and you hear a loud popping noise, and the cell bursts wide open, and you see in front of you is a goblin in what appears to be a dark blue uniform, goggles, and what appears to be a pistol.
Goblin police, you're under arrest.
It's
Those bulbous popsicle stands.
It's pistol fucking goblin. No, the goblin doesn't really say anything. Besides, he looks at you with a smile on his face, and he continues to do this for cells nearby. And you can see that the goblin is also followed by 4 other goblins in similar garb.
Motherfucking jailbreak.
And you see a bunch of the doors being popped wide open, and various confused prisoners. Some old humans that don't look particularly rugged, and some tough, strong-looking, goon-looking motherfucker. And you see one of the cells pops a dwarf, another a bugbear. It's just a mix of various races.
I know
They all
so many
look-
people were brought in for poaching.
Dwarf yells as he runs by. I'm gonna get back to my wife, Sonic.
This is a depression, man. Deer aren't common anymore. I gotta hunt on the Lord land.
Man, those swamp deer are going extinct.
The city is taking away all of our swamp deer. We have to fight back. So, you see these cells being released, and the prisoners just looking at each other in confusion. Slark, what do you do?
I'm gonna blow this popsicle stand.
How does Slark blow this popsicle stand?
It's gonna fucking okay. Is the prison in the middle of the woods or is it near water?
You forgot.
Fuck, I've been here too long.
Recall knowledge with a minus 20.
I wanna recall knowledge to see if this place is near water.
No, you don't remember jack shit.
Shit!
And to be
This
fair,
place
you
is
might
actually
remember
underwater.
If it was underwater, Slark would have a very easy time getting out.
his gills. And Slark,
He can
as
hold
you
his
try
breath
to
for like
think-
3 hours.
You try to think. You hear loud noise seemingly outside of the building, the jail, and you can feel a rumbling of sorts.
Okay.
All right, what do you do?
I start okay. I'm in a hallway, right?
Yes.
I look to my left, then I look to my right, then I look to my left, then I look to my right. I decide to go right.
You're like
And I look at the
fucking
ground, and I look at the leaves, and I look at the water, and then I recall knowledge.
Oh
There is
my
no
goodness.
water.
And another running joke. How many does that get us for this session alone?
like.
Mm.
So there's the Nilf, there's the butt slapper. We didn't really use him, but he was mentioned.
He was mentioned.
And the fucking
The bus driver gets credit for being just so fucking old.
It's a running gag we mentioned.
It's literally older than Nate's kid.
Then a lot of our stuff is older than my kid.
Older than Cameron.
That's true.
Wait a second.
Cameron's...
Yeah, I think I've known the bus driver before I knew Cameron.
Oh no. The butt slapper has a closer connection to all of us than each other.
No, that means that the butt slapper ranks higher than Cameron does.
Alright. Alright.
Sorry, Cameron. The butt slapper is just more important than you.
I'm gonna kill him so I can just get on there.
Oh shit.
Now
Good luck with that.
Become him.
Yeah, if you kill the butt slapper.
Good luck with that. The bus driver's a Shadowrun character.
I'm gonna
It's like
slap his
fucking-
butt.
It's too dangerous.
I'm gonna
The
slap
butt
his
Do you
ass.
have any idea how many fucking guns he has?
He has too
You know
many
how many
butt slappers.
times we've tried to kill the butt slapper? We have
As
never
Shadowrun.
succeeded.
I feel like a part of me wants to give context for that, part of me never wants to give context for that.
Never, Ben. Never. We're not doing it.
Alright.
So, Slark, you head to the right, and you're also followed by 4 other prisoners. The dwarf, an older-looking human, a bugbear, and what appears to be another lizardman.
Alright.
You all head off in the direction the goblins are going. And eventually, you see a very luxurious room filled with the people you recognize in the interrogation room. And also, party people with the Druid Grove. You see just a fuck ton of goblins and escaped prisoners just heading your way.
Well, let me actually check something real quick. Experienced smuggler.
Your severe passives are noticed. So, what did you conceal?
I'm trying to see if that helped me get out of prison. I don't think it will.
For 5 years, actually.
Just mention.
Just put up my ass for
If you come
5
up with something to
years.
try to hide, let me know.
What do I roll for
Here's the
massage?
problem. Slark really doesn't have anything on.
Then why did you do?
He's literally not allowed to use weapons because of his totem.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything.
Then what have you been hiding in your ass this whole time?
Medicine good?
Prison pocket is
for
what we call it
massage?
here.
It's
I've been
either
hiding my
charisma or
commemorative.
athleticism.
I've been hiding my commemorative plate set.
Who are you massaging exactly?
Earth.
You're doing all right. You're doing all right job.
That won't
Not
help me.
enough to cure him of his
I
ailment.
mean, I am an experienced smuggler, but that won't help me here.
Hold on, I would like to assist Milia in the message.
I still like how the first thing you do upon seeing escaped prisoners from Impel Down is you just fucking give a massage. You give a massage to Bruce.
No, we haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, you're right.
I think
yes.
we literally just kicked down the door to your room.
You're
Get
right.
out of here. We're giving you
Get outta
coffee.
here.
Piss off.
Guys.
I hate to be a do you know the way out?
No.
What is going on?
Why are you at a... Nani?
Guys, hear
They
the
let me
words.
out.
You hear the
I
words,
don't-
jailbreak!
Yeah, I don't
going to-
believe that for a hot
Don't
minute.
listen to that man. I've been let out on will of the guards. I was actually supposed to get out today.
You feel another shake and distant screaming.
Oh, someone
Oh,
left.
who
Okay.
Left.
Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't lose
I was
anything.
like, this is not actually a jailbreak. I was supposed to get out today.
No.
So, did we just hear somebody scream jailbreak?
Jailbreak!
No, part of the jailbreak. You're just letting me out.
Jailbreak!
I was supposed to get out today.
Well, whatever. Do you at least know what's going on?
You
Like,
hear
you know,
gunshots.
the shaking.
Oh, shit.
The shaking, no. I know there are goblins afoot.
Gunshots from one gun.
Why are there goblins here?
Well, he's gonna shout multiple times.
Like a One Piece character. Bang, bang.
Pull my double trigger.
And then you can hear a distant voice, the prisoners are escaping!
Well, in any case, you can hide here with us as long as you give Bruce Chan a massage.
Okay.
I don't know
I-
if we should start escaping or not. I feel
I-
like
I think it's quite irresponsible.
Should
You've been
we
treated
at
quite
least
nicely, but
should we at least figure out what's going on first?
Lily's gonna
Well-
take a look outside.
Bruce Chan, while he is getting the massage, sometimes let's just ignore it for now. If this affects us, we'll deal with it. But if it doesn't, well, we're
So,
fine.
Milia, you unfortunately do not have a way to look outside. There are no windows inside of this room.
What about the door
I mean,
that...
like, open the
Lizardman
door.
uses? The only other way.
Or and do a quick looky-loo.
So, you open the door. You only see just a shit ton of fucking prisoners just running around trying to find a way out.
I think...
Tell them it's
uh,
down the hall on the left.
Amelia, close the door.
Down
We
the hall
don't
to the
want...
left.
We
Millie's
don't want
gonna,
any more vagrants.
You see one of
Millie's
the
gonna close the
prisoners
door.
give you a thumbs up and heads that direction.
Millie's gonna close the door. Well, they seem to be having fun.
It's a prison
You hear a
break.
scream.
Am I
following that.
in the room or did Millie just close the door on me?
You're in the room.
Okay.
You're giving Bruce Chan a massage.
Okay.
That is your only payment for staying here with us.
I'm using my elbows because my hands are a little bit clawy.
Chen might like that more.
Alright, just use your elbows, use your feet, just pop.
I don't
the
think you want me to
entire
use my
vertebrae.
feet. My feet are just as bad as my hands.
If it
I can-
pops the vertebrae, do
I can
it.
step on you if you want.
I got like raptor talons on my feet.
That just adds pressure. You can
Millie's
touch pressure
gonna
points
go
better.
back to massaging. With a
Oh,
3.
wow. You just accidentally punch him in the face. Oh, shit.
I'm gonna roll medicine for massaging Bruce Chan.
With your swamp technique.
Yeah, with my technique passed down by my family line for generations in the swamp.
It's
In that case,
media, it's
I
really-
will assist you if the Roll20 character sheets would like to cooperate.
I didn't even put my
Yeah, I had
massage
to
on
refresh
yet. I
my
wanted
page
to do
because
it.
mine was bugging out.
Slark just like climbs onto the roof and then just lets go and falls on Bruce Chan.
It wasn't that bad.
I got a 20, Chris. Did I help?
Yeah. So you take like 10 minutes to give all of you working together using your hands. You all massage Bruce Chan and he feels rejuvenated, like he's a new man.
Perfect. Now our killing machine is back to perfect
I
shape.
love how there's possibly an apocalypse coming outside of the fucking jail and everyone's fucking leaving while we're just fucking sitting here massaging Bruce Chan.
Hey, the
We can't
machine,
leave this room without a war machine.
the thing that will save all of you was hurt. So
Ah, my knees.
now you've got the wall and the tank, and we're all good to
No,
go.
no, oh, can make it
Don't you
fall.
fall! The wall!
Amelia is going to take, after this is done, just gonna take a few minutes, start meditating, get her focus point back.
another 10 or so minutes. You guys keep your calm. You feel the building shake once again. You can hear distant screams. But you successfully managed to meditate
That's
and regain all your focus points.
that's
Bruce Chan
very
would like to yell
unsettling.
out the door.
It's
Second
what we call
door
it,
on
Katrina.
your right.
Ultimate Zen.
All right, let's get out of here.
I don't.
Keep it down, you stupid sons of bitches.
Let's blow this popsicle stand.
Are you sure we should just leave?
I mean, what's
Leaving
stopping
will
us?
probably cause more problems than staying.
Possibly whatever's outside causing all the destruction going on. That might stop us.
Let's try and
We'll
find the guard
raise
room.
their suspicion of us afterwards.
In that case, we might be able to earn amnesty if we can help with whatever's going on outside.
Let's go find the guards room. Maybe they'll know what's going on.
That actually
I
sounds like
agree.
a good idea, Bruce Chan. I
Leaving
never thought
ourselves
this day
could
would
also-
happen.
Leaving ourselves would also probably upset them as well.
We take the lizard with us.
There are no better options.
Yeah, sure.
In fact, Mr. Lizard, what is your name? I don't believe we've heard it.
My name is Slark.
I like your name. Have you planted any trees lately?
Wait, say that again. I missed it.
I like your name. Have you planted any trees lately?
I've been in here for 5 years.
No, fair enough.
I've got mushrooms growing on my back. Does that count?
I mean, I've got a mushroom garden in my cell, yeah.
That's fine enough.
I've got a single
That
pet
your
rat.
own doors?
There's some moss on my toes.
Millie's gonna walk up to Slark. I like you, Slark. I had a pet velociraptor named Slark too, so I think we're gonna be good friends.
What was
Not
was
bird.
his name Slark 2, or was the Velociraptor named Slark?
Velociraptor
Yes.
is Slark.
Okay. This is Slark 2. What happened to Slark 1? I don't know.
Don't ask.
This is
Oh, he
Slark
got
1.
lost.
Yeah, it
The
was,
swamp
was
bird
named
got
by
to him.
my,
They said he went
I'm
to a nice farm upstate.
Mom
Yeah,
and
I
Dad
am,
said that they
Slark
went
Lezar.
somewhere.
I was named by my father, Fred Lezar.
Fred Laser.
I have a feeling your father resented your birth and gave you
He's
such an
also a
unfortunate
dude.
name.
He was a weird,
Imagine this is like, Mrs. Lezar, can Slark come out and play?
No, Slark is smelly and a lizard, racism, blah. Oh, I'm sorry, Ben. You don't have a lizard picture, so you're not Tamamo, no, man.
Alright, I'm calling to Mama.
Ballin', queen swag, ballin'.
You think that was me who did that?
Probably was.
Shit. Oh, wait, let me get you guys in your fucking room. Yeet. Yeet. Oh. Yeet. Slark Lezar. He's gonna sink the Twin Towers. He's gonna bring it to the swamp.
I'm gonna build. Listen, I built several Twin Towers. They all fell to the swamp. Oh man, that's dark without context. It's dark with context. What am I talking about?
oh
See,
lord.
Milia, see, Malleen, this is nice. We made a new friend today.
Let's just hope we get to keep him. I'm not sure the guards will be happy.
Not gonna be too sure about that, but let's hope. Alright, where to?
Up.
We have to find guards.
Yeah, where would the guard room be? Anyone got any ideas?
I'd say we wander around aimlessly until we find it.
It would
Try and
probably
find a
be near
guard
the
if I
exit,
can.
actually. I think it might legitimately, actually, like no joke, might actually be near the exit.
Well, that's one place to look, so...
Where
I mean, think
would
about
they
it.
be?
If wasn't the guard station right next to the exit,
Light
people
outside
decided to
the
escape
room.
through the exit.
Stop being
Rescue respond
smart.
quickly.
You're a lizard man with low
Actually,
intelligence.
Slark's been here for 5 years. How would he not know?
Because you have low intelligence and you're insane. Shut up.
Don't worry, Lizard took 5 potions of intelligence.
Just now.
And he
Chris,
brewed a potion
what
to
does
fortify
Milia
knowledge.
see on the immediate left and right of the room in these hallways?
So, the immediate left. Yeah, let me play something.
You see Slark simultaneously made 200 potions of intelligence
What the fuck was that?
to quickly tap back into his inventory.
This Vestra coming to kill us all.
So, you guys look to your immediate left, and unfortunately, it seems to be there's just a pile of lovely debris. Wood, stone, all just piled up, blocking the path forward. However, there is still a room, a door, that you can still see. Closed, but you can see it. It's available.
Is gonna walk up to the door and knock, knock, knock.
No response.
Once more.
No response.
Is there like any iron bars on it and glass, anything that I could look through, or just a door?
I forgot to make my melee attack.
Just the door.
Is gonna
Mind if
open
we-
it slightly. Hello.
Do you mind if we end off here? Because I'm actually really, really tired.
Uh-oh.
It's
Don't worry,
2
Slark.
a.m.
Don't worry, Slark. You can die.
Black.
Don't worry,
Not
I won't go-
unlike what has already happened.
Don't worry, I won't get too crazy with this session. You won't really miss out much. Alright,
Yeah.
take care, Ben. Good night,
Yeah, I'm
dude.
gonna go. It's really,
Slark is now
2
in
a.m.
Alright,
Gotcha.
Ben.
See ya. Yeah.
Boop. So, Milia, you don't you cry through the door. Or to the door. You don't hear anything at all.
No, I said I was gonna slightly open it and then say it's yellow. You know.
It opens. It creaks open. It seems to be unlocked. Inside, you see a dead guard.
Oh, wow. Milia, what do you see?
You don't recognize this one.
Yep, this isn't good.
Is there anything else in the room?
You see a huge couple of racks filled with all your stuff.
I had a feeling.
Buddy, this is
You
where
in?
all my stuff is.
You found the evidence room.
Ah, shitty titties. I'm coming over there.
Cool.
Leah's gonna go get equipped.
I like that.
Given the circumstances, I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
Bruce
I'm
Chan
gonna.
stuff.
Bruce Chan grabs whatever weird clothing they have on him and just rips it off and just walks in and grabs his normal clothes and throws them on.
So it's beyond your original stuff. And keep track of the weight, gentlemen. You see just a box full of fucking miscellaneous like clothing. They all vary, but they're all cheap looking, and their aesthetic is very I'd say human. So your typical medieval European style dress. Shirts, cotton shirts, simple pants, and a variety of boots just all stacked in one other box.
Anything feminine?
They all seem to pretty unisex.
Billy's gonna grab one at random. Malleen, I think this would actually look very nice on you.
Oh,
It has like
thank you. Take
has
some
like
and
a-
just put some on.
it has a brown stain on the side.
Take it to not be rude.
I can clean that later.
And beyond that, you see an entire rack of what appears to be just confiscated weaponry. And to list off, you see one greatsword,
Alright, that we shouldn't be taking this. Let's put it back.
one morning star, what appears to be a heavy crossbow, and a war hammer.
Ilya's gonna get her equipment and then just head over to the door, keep an eye on everybody, make sure nobody's pulling any sneaks.
You
Yeah, I'm just
hear
gonna gather my stuff. Gojo wouldn't be happy if I got anything else.
Katrina's just getting her stuff. Yeah.
Bruce Chan.
2 seconds. You said there was a crossbow?
Heavy crossbow, yes.
Heavy crossbow. Yeah, no, I'm going to move on because I don't think I can use that. Yeah, almost.
Boop, 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 boop,
Oh,
boop,
Jesus.
boop. Watch out for the music. Look
Hey,
at
it's
that.
SMP.
Yeah, baby. So you guys choose to not gather any additional supplies or look through. You just gather your equipment that was designated as yours in a box and promptly left. You can see to your left the body of the man that you directed in that direction, crushed under the rubble.
Oof.
Oh,
Oh god. Bad timing.
yeah.
Yes, I did.
I'm going to write down
That's a
right
D.
right next to him in Dark Souls writing, you don't deserve this.
Yes,
He's gonna look down this hallway real quick.
the one ahead.
Yeah.
This
Okay, so you see ahead of you just a variety of just entryways to cells, pretty much. At least what appears. Around at least 6. And the torches that light them, sorry for making a mess.
I see the map is loading.
Oopsies, that's fucking shitty. But you see it's a small cell block of around 6.
I think I
And
need to lower my graphics quality a little bit. Everything seems to be a little,
Oh,
little
yes.
shaky there and loading.
Little too sharp for me.
yeah, you should have a 1080 minimum.
and after that, Milia's gonna look down this hallway.
That's actually what Malleen was going to be doing while she was looking down that way.
Milia, cease your observance-ness.
He's gonna fire an onion at Dreamgrove.
Yeet.
So you look down and you just see a very familiar hallway. And to the right of it is the cell block you were all once in.
Okay, we came down from that way, so I guess we should be moving this way.
Alright. Move northward.
Yep.
He's also gonna be bopping to these bopping beats.
You're a
Bruce
bopping
Chan
beat.
will Bruce Chan will take the lead.
I'll let Bruce Chan take the lead.
Bruce Chan.
You go ahead, Wall of Steel. Head Kicker McGee.
You
Bruce
guys
Chan
see
takes lunch.
upon
So Milia will take up the rear.
Eh.
upon moving further, you see 2 dead guards, a human, seemingly similarly dressed to the guards that watch your room. However, you don't recognize these ones.
I would like to check their bodies for anything of condolences that I could possibly give to their loved ones that I might find.
So-
Bruce, we can't go stealing from these people.
I'm looking for any indication of who they are so I can
Grab
pass
their
on my
ID badges.
condolences to to their family.
Okay,
I'd like to
just
search
put
them for
everything-
gold.
Milia's gonna keep a hawk eye on Bruce.
So, both of you guys roll perception.
You're just gonna be looking down each of these hallways. Well,
Alright,
that's
I'll
going
get
on.
Milia?
Alright, Bruce Chan, 19. Really, you don't see anything that he's doing. You just, nice. You don't see his subtle finger movements. So, Bruce Chan, you look through the bodies of both dead guards. You see a belt and attached to two coin pouches. You don't know how much, but you can grasp. You can feel like there's a grasp of amount of them in there. There's shekels inside. You don't know what type
Dead
unless you
people.
look. But immediately you see 2 coin pouches, small. Their weapons, they still have their weapons on them, which appear to be two spears. And on top of that, you can also see what appear to be identification papers for both of them. And within them, their identities, pictures, information detailing their height, rank, profession, and their levels of access. And on top of that, one of them appears to still have a key attached to him.
I will take the coin pouches, take the identification papers, and I will turn to Milia and be like, I found their papers saying who they are. There's also a key on one of them. Should we take it or leave it?
Did you take anything else?
No. Just these papers so we can show the other guards that these guys died, and so we can send condolences to their families.
May I roll perception to see if he's bullshitting me?
And by
Repeat that.
condolences, I mean smash their wives.
May
That
I
too.
roll
No, not
perception
you,
to see
Nate.
if he's lying?
What?
I crashed for most of that, so Nate, repeat yourself.
So I turned to Milia, tell her, should we take this? She asked if she take the key. She asked if I took anything else. I said no. I only took these papers in the key, and I'm asking if we should take the key.
So, Milia, I want you to roll perception, and let's see here.
Elf.
Bruce Chan. Let me see what else you got fucking going there. I'd like you to roll deception.
Come
Bruce Chan.
on, come on. Oh,
So, Bruce Chan, you tried to explain you didn't take anything else, but Billy is like, you did.
You filthy lying monk.
Crossbow bolt.
You're
Bruce
lying.
Chan,
You get it?
please
You're
put it
removing a
back.
star on the board.
the fact that I had any up there to begin with is amazing.
So we should leave the identification with the bodies so that they know who's who when they find them.
Fine.
I'm just going to side to Milia from the head. She's right. It's a good idea.
Also put back what you took.
Fine. I put back the identification papers and walk.
No, everything else.
I would like to make it look like I put them back.
You gotta roll like deception again.
Or deception.
Repeat that. Sorry.
Nate said he's gonna make it look like he's putting the coin pouches back. Would that be thievery or deception?
I'd say that's thievery.
You are a terrible, terrible
Right.
monk.
Can I roll perception to see if
Roll
he did
roll
it?
No.
perception if you see it. You
Nope.
don't see jack and shit. Bruce Chan, where do you put the appropriated?
I just put them in my own pouches that I have.
Ah, yes, the Bruce Pooch. Okay, so you successfully, just light up in your holes. And after you do,
Alright,
you
Bruce
feel
Chan.
another shake of the facility.
Alright, Bruce Chan, that was strike one.
But you saw nothing.
No, I knew that he stole. I just didn't. I don't know if he put it back or that he did.
He definitely put it back.
I
Yeah,
He
I
for certain
don't
put
know
it
that
back.
he didn't put it back, but him taking it in the first place is strike one.
Ooh, would have been strike two if he had kept it anyway.
So is that more debris over there?
Yep,
Looks
the
like
most recent crash caused the part of the ceiling to collapse into that door, that area way.
well, then the only way we can possibly go is right.
Alright, yep, only one way to go. Let's go. Yeet.
So you continue this
Gonna
path.
continue taking up the rear.
Yeah.
Oops, let me get that right there. And let me get that right there. Okay, so you guys see.
Bruce, move, you token.
Hold on, I'm dusting myself off.
Yeah, just dusting myself off. Steals the
And
clothes off their back
not-
and keeps walking.
So you guys come at a really weird design area, but you recall an interrogation room slightly to the right of the right hallway that you're facing. So the interrogation room is here. You notice that. And
Go into the investigation room.
We could try to check there to see if there's any guards about.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay.
would like to. Is the door closed and possible to be opened?
So you try to open it. It doesn't open at all. It's very it firmly resists your attempts to open it.
Firmly, you say, Bruce Chan. I require door punching.
Door. And with the strength that Bruce Chan may or may not have, I punch at the door.
Make an attack.
Gonna take a step back.
Okay.
Yeah, make
He's
an
gonna
arm
get a
attack.
splinter, Bruce Chan.
And punch.
You make an attempt to punch the door. How do you specifically, like, where do you aim?
I'd imagine I did this kind of stupid, so I aimed more for the center of the door.
So, confidence in your strength, you attempt to strike the middle of the door. All you get is a sound, just a response, just a metallic thud, and the door doesn't budge at all.
All right, new plan. Malleen, do you have any possible lockpicking?
Let me see.
While that is going on, I'd like to.
Wait. I have a thought.
Yes.
I picked up a key off that guard. We should try it. I would like to try the key that I picked up off the guard.
You said you put everything else back.
I
gonna-
said that we were taking this because it could be useful, and we wouldn't want the other prisoners to have it.
I'm gonna try to distract Milia from her anger by trying to play patty cake with her. I don't have.
You have the attention span of a 3-year-old.
Alright, go ahead, Bruce Chan. We'll deal with this later.
Okay.
Right now, more
Does it
important
work?
things are going on.
So you use the key and you stick it through and turn it. You hear a very seemingly complicated locking mechanism, but eventually it makes way and the door opens.
See, it was useful. Now
Right,
we'll come
perfect.
put it back on his body.
Fine.
So
Who
you
wishes
look
to
into
enter
the
first?
interrogation room,
Oh,
and you see that the table that once held the lovely plate that Katrina was fed food from is split in half. And inside you can see the body of two goblins dressed in what appeared to be a darkish blue uniform and goggles adorned on their heads.
Can Milia investigate these goblins, see if anything strikes her as familiar of these outfits or what they're doing?
Yeah, Malia's gonna do the same.
So
Poke the bodies with a stick.
Let's see. So roll knowledge, perception, and then if you attempt to discern anything about their aesthetic to recall anything, I'd like you to roll society.
God damn it! These are literally the things I'm best at.
Perception and a 7 society.
20,
You live in a society.
These are literally the best things I'm best at. Like, come on.
Then hell!
I got a
So-
13 for society.
So
I wish to
Katrina,
poke
you check
around
the
the
body
bodies
of
as
one
well.
goblin, and Milia, you check the other. Katrina, the first thing you notice is that the goblin appears to have been slain by his throat being slit. And aside from this, the blood all over the uniform, you could see a bandolier of swords, and near his palm is what appears to be a pistol of some kind. And the other hand, a very crude but sturdy looking knife.
Goblin that got introduced and then fucking murdered. Rest in peace.
And Milia, you notice that the cause of death for this goblin was a slash through the chest. And in the weapon near his corpse is a longer blade than the other goblin. But he also has a similar bandolier and aesthetic to the other one. And you try to recall anything that stands out about this goblin, but you don't recall anything specific. However, Katrina, you understand that these goblins are obviously well equipped and they appear to be well dressed, unlike the stereotypical goblins of the wild. And that the goggles down their head seems to be kind of a bit more sophisticated than they typically are assumed to use.
Sure, I'm not getting anything from these goblins. Do you see anything that you recognize or would know about?
I wish to poke around the bodies to assist.
Malleen pipes up, well, one thing I can tell you is that they're definitely not your average goblin.
I must
See
perceive,
what
More
first.
organized and well equipped.
and then I must use society powers, even though I got a low roll.
So, Dreamgrove,
Yeah.
you notice the same things as literally the same things they do, and you understand the same. You rolled the same shit.
I didn't understand anything, so you understood nothing.
Except for the very obvious bits on their body.
Well, while being a detective and all, I'd say that these goblins are a cut above the rest of their other ilk. So maybe this could have been organized.
But why, though? What is their purpose?
That is exactly what we're trying to find out.
What do you think?
I think they're dead.
I don't think Bruce Chan is really interested in the dead goblins. They're kind of in the way, and we're just having things explode around us. I think he's more interested in how to keep Milia from killing him.
Oh yeah, by the way, this place is still collapsing, and our first priority is still to find guards, so we should keep moving.
Yeah,
Malia's
goblins will
gonna
be
start
fine.
heading out.
Everybody behind Milia.
It's not an Eggman robot.
Yeah,
He's gonna follow Bruce, man.
He puts it back.
I wish to steal all the goblin stuff.
Divine Steel. Like, how do you do it?
No, I'm joking.
It's up to you, man.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, so leaving the interrogation room, you find yourself back at this lovely crossroads. A passage to the immediate right, leaving the room. Another intersection, one to the left, one to the right. But the intersection seems to go on for quite a while.
So we
Bruce seems
can't,
to be
like,
phasing through the floors, and if he stays there, he'll die.
So we can't see an end to the hallways.
Nothing immediate. Nope, you just see torches in the distance.
What are everybody else's thoughts?
Crashes lately, or bangs, or booms.
As you think that, you feel one. And the passageway just crushes right in front of you guys, right here.
Alright, well, if that was the way out, I guess we're fucked.
Well, alright,
Got
we
it,
got two
so-
other options. So,
If things came from
Yeah.
that direction,
We technically have
I
three other
say
options.
we go this direction, the complete opposite.
Bruce,
okay, I
wait,
guess can't
you
argue
should.
with...
I guess
What was that?
I guess your completely infallible logic is sound. We shall follow Rouge Chan to the ends of the earth.
Milia will keep up the back.
Alright, so you guys find yourself here. And let me go get your guys' stuff over there. Oh, actually, yeah, just get your stuff on your own. And let's see. You find yourself at a corner. And at that corner, you can see what appears to be a dead individual dressed similarly to you.
Slark!
No.
This time, it's a dwarf.
Beautiful.
And you see
Being very quiet.
a very large, gaping wound, seemingly cauterized in the center of his torso, almost splitting it in half.
Dragon.
Is it purple? I'm just kidding.
No, it's black, crispy, fiery. burn.
Does he taste like chicken? I'm kidding.
Yeah, Vor the dwarf. Vor the dwarf. Vor the
Elizar would condemn me if I tried, so I will not.
Sure. Do you see anything noteworthy on the body?
I don't know. I guess I'll inspect the body.
I'm going to expect to the corner down farther this hallway.
Milia's gonna wait for Bruce Chan to apparate before she does anything.
Shall I? Do I have to roll perception?
If you want to investigate the body, sure, yes.
Oh, there's two of them.
There's two Bruce Chan.
I rolled the best perception
Oh
ever.
god.
I actually rolled a 4.
So, Dreamgrove, you look at the dwarf, but besides the obvious wound on him, you don't notice anything else about him. Except that he's a dwarf and dead. And, Katrina, you rolled, you want to investigate the room beyond?
Yeah, further down this hallway.
I'm going to
further
excuse
down
my
this
lack of
hallway,
knowledge.
you see a set, to the right, just a lining of cell doors that are open.
Sure, and it seems like these goblins, or whoever is attacking us, seem to have some affinity towards fire or burning. Do you know any of any groups of goblins that could fit this description?
I don't think I do, honestly. They could be like part of a special corps of goblins. One that I'm definitely not familiar with.
Hey, Bruce Chan, can you put this apple on your head? I need to test out my crossbow.
So,
Weirdly enough, I want to say yes. Like, I wanna.
So is this a dead end, or does it actually go somewhere else from there?
So, there, in this room is a bunch of closed doors, so let me just go. One closed door here, another here, and another here. The rest, to your face, the characters facing right is just, I'd say 4 open cell doors.
Okay.
Do
Gonna
you hear any
immediately...
commotion in the room?
Roll perception, everybody.
Yes, sir.
17.
20.
I
14.
got a... This number.
16. 15.
Hey!
Damn it.
There we go.
So,
Go gadget ears.
so everyone except for Katrina, you hear it's like the stomping of boots in the distance at around this door. It's a bit subtle, but you can tell there's multiple boots. You can hear it.
Alright, I think there's somebody in there. Let's slowly go up to it, so we don't startle them.
Alright, right behind you.
Whatever we do not startle that door.
Amelia's holding up the back. You crazy?
Oh,
You go.
bitchin'. Bruce, get my side if you want.
Which door are we going through? This one?
One.
Bruce, no.
Which one is it?
Bruce, you look.
Which
Bruce,
door are we going into?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm standing at it.
Saw Chris
so
sing this one,
this-
so that's the one I thought.
Cool.
Okay.
Bruce Chan
this
goes
one.
in.
I was gonna say, Bruce, you're at the
Fists
bottom,
at
but
the
you get
ready.
over here.
Okay. Do. So you guys enter through this doorway. Unfortunately, it's a very narrow one.
Ooh, that's hot. Which means I'm standing in empty space. And I am disappeared. Where did I go?
You and Bruce Chan have contact fused.
You have
Weird
all
how
become
Bruce-
one.
Weird. Kitruin chain.
Dreamgrove.
You guys hurriedly enter the doorway, and do you close the door behind you?
That sounds very critical. I think we should listen to the GM. I mean, totally make our decisions on our own.
Amelia is going to keep the door because time is of the essence.
Yeah, I'm with that
And
decision as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we ain't got time to carefully close the door and pray it doesn't bite us later.
Ain't got
Okay.
time to bleed.
Time to orc it up, chaz it up.
Chaz it up. Chaz it up.
So,
I'm scared.
you guys enter another another hallway, and pretty close to the entrance that you step through. To your left is a closed door.
I don't think it's worth. It might not be worth like investigating anymore. We still have to get out of here.
You need to contact the guard first in order to fully understand what's going on, though.
Then again, they might not know. So if we get outside, we might understand better than they do.
Yes,
Although,
but
to be
going
fair,
outside
at this
also-
point, I don't think they'll hold it against us by just leaving, considering what's going on.
I think they would, but in any case, we should leave.
We should try and do the thing that doesn't get us killed. I have a people to it or something like that.
So,
What do you guys do?
he cut out there for me, so I don't know what he said.
What do you guys do?
I would like to continue onward, but that is up to the rest of the party.
Well, he's just going to follow you. Just doesn't really have any objections.
To this intersection, to where we can look down.
Yeah, let's
Really,
see
it's
what we
gonna
can
do,
do.
like, as we're going past, like, a quick open, look around, and then close if she doesn't see anybody.
So as you do a quick look around, you see the door from the wait. Like, are you talking about this one over here? This one right here? Okay.
Yeah.
So you open the door and you do a quick look around. You see the bodies of 4 orcs.
Alright, close. Start running back to the rest of the gang.
Oh yeah, time to close that door, huh?
Her hand was already on it, might as well.
What is down the hallway that I'm staring toward? As you were drawing it.
So you
Yes,
look
Lord,
down
take your
and you
time.
see the torches lighting up a fairly sized hallway similar to the ones that you used to enter this corridor. And you see the torches lighted up. There doesn't appear to be anything really here, except for further down you see a decently large room.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you
Yes.
can see for now.
Oh yeah, we're not close enough to actually see anything. Who's thinking we should go down to that room, or should we just continue onward?
Shoot. I'm not
Does
sure.
anybody have a coin to flip?
We have some gold or some copper we could use, but that's
So
kind of a
it's,
waste of time.
That big scary room.
Big room, we have more space to maneuver in case terrible things go down, so I guess I'll say a big room.
I will agree with Malleen.
First chance,
Right.
just gonna start walking this way.
You mean
Alright.
sprinting at an ungodly rate? All right.
Okay, just sprint after to follow Bruce Chan.
Bruce
Uh,
Chan is starting to get kind of meh.
Bruce Chan, I'd like you to roll reflex. Actually, reflex save, yeah.
As Milia shoots you in the back.
So, Bruce Chan, as you hurry along and just enter near the entrance of the large room, you see a large spike burst out from your side of the wall, and fortunately, you weren't fast enough to dodge it. Take a d6.
Psychic or physical damage?
Physical, you fucking number.
Cool.
Dreamgrove, I'd also like you to roll a reflex save.
Tits. That's what I get for trying to fool.
Well, looks like I picked the wrong room. Sorry, guys.
Where's my reflex? Oh, it's a 0.
Take a d6.
Gotcha, buddy.
Oh no. Bruce Chan has failed at his job. The squishies got hurt.
I'm not squishy. Fuck you.
What are you?
I'm a druid who's also a tank.
Okay, fine, you're not squishy.
Think red.
So, after spikes bursting from the walls from an automatic mechanism, you can see immediately to your left and right what appear to be wooden barricades with holes through them. And directly in front is the body of a dead goblin.
Can I see from here if he is pierced to hell?
Obviously, yeah, you can clearly see that he has been poked to hell.
Let us not go in that room, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm with this.
Unless y'all want to play a little game of how many holes do I have?
I don't want to be shish kebabbed.
Before we actually leave, Maleen's going to investigate this trap to see
Yeah.
how it works and maybe possibly see if she can disable it.
So,
I'm all
Katrina,
for it. You can go ahead.
I'd like you to roll. Let's see what you have here. For now, thievery.
Alright.
Ooh.
Holy shit. Wow.
Trap explodes, revealing a new way out of the building.
A
So,
shower of
Katrina,
gold.
You understand that this is a very common type of trap, clearly for fortifications to just create a temporary physical barrier and just to damage invaders. Cheap trap, but it does a decent job for the price for it.
You're telling me it's
It's
cheap?
activated by a pressure plate, and it activates a set of mechanisms hidden inside the wall to unleash the spike to just jab at you. And you have to, there's a technique to reset. But for now, once you pressed it, you have to reset it physically yourself.
Okay, can you repeat the last bit? Because you kind of cut out there.
Sorry. So, from what you recall, this type of mechanism has to be reset through a special technique on the pressure plate. But you do know that once the pressure plate has been pressed, it will not reactivate unless you physically do it yourself.
Okay. So, with this information, could I possibly look ahead and see what the pressure plates look like, or where they would be reasonably placed?
That would be another perception roll, but I'll give you a bonus as I see fit.
17.
Use your eye holes, Malleen.
So you can see that ahead there's no more wall for any spikes to erupt from, and it's just a clear expanse into the room, but you can clearly see the barricade at the left and the right. And actually, you can see a set of barricades here. Yeah, right there. So no traps ahead, but another set of barricades.
Alright. So, those are the only two spikes, and they already be activated. These types of tracks can only be activated once, and they have to be manually reset. So
Correct.
we can continue onwards from here if we want to. Unless you guys rather not otherwise.
If we go first,
Continue, but we should probably keep an eye out for traps like these.
I will be sure to do that.
Rouge to go first, because I don't want to get stabbed
But
again.
these spikes have to come from out the walls, but that doesn't seem to be like any sort of walls anymore.
Have you
along
checked the
way.
ceiling?
They don't usually come out from the ceiling, only the walls.
Christian, are you still okay
Have
with
you
going
checked
first?
the ceiling?
I will check the ceiling for treatment.
Please.
What, Milia?
Also roll perception. Yeah, Million?
Milia asked Bruce if he's still okay with going first, since Dreamgrove has expressed distaste towards it.
Bruce Chan will still go first. He's good with that. 'Tis nothing but a flesh wound.
Is but a flesh with your arms off. No, it isn't.
So Katrina, you look up. You don't see anything but the wooden, the reinforced wooden ceiling.
Alright, Dreamgrove, no spikes coming out from the ceilings.
Okay, thank you. My nightmares will now be not that bad.
D20, no!
Don't worry about it.
What was that roll, Chris?
And that's up for you to find out.
Shit.
Oh no, I always hate it when this happens.
Bruce.
Secret
go for-
GMs.
So Bruce, as you pass by, a spear suddenly juts out from the wooden fortification.
Oh shit.
Sir, that was rude.
Does that hurt you? Is the real question.
Yep. It's just a stabby.
Ow, you bitch.
Sir, fuck you.
So the spear just juts into it doesn't really sink deep, but it does cut through your arm, I say. Before being quickly retracted, and then you can hear some words. Anyone speak Elvish?
I do.
Elvish?
I do.
Dreamgrove? You also speak Elven?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone who speaks Elven, you can hear a subtle curse like "fuck," friendly, and then you can hear a bunch of words, friendly, lower your weapons, and then you can see out from the barricade ahead of you, four guards, human guards pop out. Three of them you recognize. The one who gave you the information about you're able to stay in that luxury area, and the other two guards that gave you the food that fed you for the past couple of days. They look a little ragged, and their spear tips are also very much covered in blood.
One of them has
covered
fresh
blood?
blood on it. Fucking asshole. I would imagine Bruce Chan starts walking towards him, like cupping one side, his side from where he got stabbed by the spike, and cupping his shoulder from where he just got a javelin into his shoulder.
Of course.
Probably going, you gave me STDs, probably.
Does the goblin blood have guns in it?
Everyone
You
knows
gave me
goblins
gun blood.
have miniature gun defenses inside of their immune system.
That's why they're
how they
called
fight off
mini
infections.
guns.
Okay, what up?
Alright. Malleen moves up and says, "Thank the gods, what the hell is happening right now?"
That hurt.
Someone help me.
As you move forward, you can see the guards look at each other with a sense of relief, and they quickly look to you with confidence again, and they just gesture you behind the barricade, like they hurry you over.
Alright, I follow them.
Do they get over?
Which barricade? We should never separate one with another.
You notice that behind the barricade is 4 other guards, similarly equipped, and a pile of dead orcs and goblins behind them. And you see
Move it, Bruce Chan.
the far end of the room, a familiar ranger. And it's Nihilus, looking a little bit worse for the wear, but he seems to be up and about.
You are dead! Am I glad to see your convenient ass?
Wave at Nihilus. Hi, Nihilus.
This day sucks.
Yeah, you're telling me.
So did yesterday.
And
And the day
that.
before, and the day before that,
I threw
and
up
the
my
day before
fuse.
that.
We have a tendency to have some pretty shitty days, doesn't it?
These days just aren't going well. Can someone please help me? I am bleeding quite a bit.
Nihilus
Honestly,
gives a
really.
nod and whips out his lovely medical kit.
Cool.
And you know what, Bruce Chan? You know Bruce Chan? You know what? You know, Bruce Chan, you go fucking 2
Milia is going to roll to assist this man.
Nah,
All
you,
good.
I think you're. I
Millie,
think you're
Millie,
I'm good.
you give assistance by holding Bruce Chan's hand as per custom.
And
Hold the
smite.
hand.
Hold his hands as he's being treated for the stabby wounds.
getting stabbed.
After your lovely brief surgery is over, so this is a quick patch up, around 10 minutes. The whole time, guards were looking very attentive at the entryway that you entered from, and you can feel the facility shake once more. And
Good job, Kyle.
Nios gives a nod and puts away his medical kit. Gets up from the position, leaving Bruce Chan to do what he wishes, and he looks at you. So, how'd you guys get out?
We opened the door.
They let us go. But we were staying in a room that they allowed us to stay in for a while, and then we just heard banging, screaming, all sorts of things going on, and then the building started collapsing all around us.
So they gave me a massage, and then we decided to leave.
A massage.
Can't leave without a murder machine.
Yeah, no, the floor was kind of hard to sleep on last night, so my back was a little stiff, so I couldn't be a killing machine.
Stone floor would do that to you.
Yeah, it's weird. I think I slept on something. Normally I slept on a stone floor at the monastery.
Well, glad you guys made it out. A prison break, and who knows what the hell's outside. All I can assume is an assault of some kind. And these
Stabbing me would have been a terrible mistake.
goblins and orcs just poured in from the entries made by the whatever sinking in the ceilings and walls. Good thing the elves know how to make wood sturdy. Otherwise, we'd be crawling in freak a lot deeper than we are now.
I suspect it was a jailbreak of sorts. Really organized. They could have been planning this.
Organized. Well, a few of these guys looked a bit well equipped. Well, only the goblins. The orcs looked like your stereotypical kind of gang wood ugly. Furs and tattoos and crude axes and the like. Of course, that makes it easier for arrows and swords to punch right through their skin. So I can't complain. But
We've been using them as flesh walls. Easier for the goblins to get through.
let's just say we were ordered to fortify here and just cut off anybody that tries to enter this way.
Would you
Did you
like
guys-
some assistance?
Funny you mentioned that. I was actually told to get you guys out of here, but the invasion made that kind of difficult.
Can you
But
please
not
give
at
Nihilus a
Saber,
Joe
it's
Swanson
fortified.
voice?
Repeat that?
Can you give Nihilus a Joe Swanson voice?
No.
Hey, you Dreamgrove.
Hey, give me some
Those-
pussy.
I was told to escort you out of here. The goblins made it quite impossible. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Well, in
So
that
the
case, why don't we
trap
try to get out together?
Indeed. Let's just say my connections with the Pathfinder Society made this a hell of a lot more smoother of a process. Melissa was released just the day before. Lucky for her, she doesn't have to sit under Greenskin Horde.
Whew. Isn't that true?
Well, that fancy-looking armored boy ran out with the more elite guards out in the front. Maybe they're out fighting right now. Not gonna do us much with that fucking siege engine hitting our fucking building. So, I think the best thing we can do is just get out of it while we can.
Fair enough.
I'm with you on that.
Point us in the direction.
He gives you a nod. He looks to the soldiers around him, affirmative nods, and then he makes his way to a lovely door to the right, which is also similarly fortified. I just don't know how to draw it. Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
Follow right after him.
Somebody grab a Malleen. I mean, Milia.
Back at it again, baby.
More macro in there.
Hell yeah, baby.
Hell yeah.
I'm here before the map even loaded in. This is not good.
Alright, you guys see everything? Okay. So, you guys are up here.
Up there.
Yep. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Who bounced out and bounced back in?
I
I would say,
Life for us.
yep,
It's a
Kyle.
Kyle life for him.
Alright, I'm back. What did I miss?
Give him the rundown.
We found Nihilus healed up. Bruce Chan said that we were gonna find a way out, and we're following him to do so.
So, once again, ahead of you is a fucking ceiling fucking died. Leading you down a decently lengthy corridor with variety of cells, around 8. All of them equally open.
Any noise coming up from the hallway?
I'd like you to roll a perception check. Also, you feel another shake.
Oh yeah, they also have a siege vehicle outside. They're landing. They're hitting us.
Oh yeah, it's probably what's causing the shaking.
Oh, it's definitely it's going to
I
shaking.
got a 14. Do I notice the goblins eating my toes?
So, Milia, you use your ears, your champion ears, but unfortunately, thanks to the commotion caused by the siege engine, you don't hear anything out of place besides the fucking rumbling of the roof being hit by a
And
giant
the
rock.
sucking of your toes.
Dreamgrove, keep going forward.
Yes, ma'am.
Head
As you move forward, you keep passing by open cell after open cell. Around, I'd say, eight cells each side. Each of the locks similarly singed open, and various remains of crispy metal scatter around the entrance of each door.
These seem to be orcs and goblins. Do we know anybody who could... Description of the amount of power that this siege engine holds. It's just the everyday gobs.
I don't think everyday goblin could have such technology with them.
Well, it seems to be the everyday gob of this group.
Nihilus, have you seen the siege weapon? What does it look like?
Black.
Where
It is the
black-
Dark Elf.
She is the siege weapon.
Black.
Kitruin is now T-posing on the entire fucking jail.
She's stepping on it.
Yes!
the
Hot.
black-
Thomas, we've now found the ideal life food.
That
Yes,
giant
yes, we
testicle
have.
just step on me. You're welcome.
So you continue onwards, and eventually you lead to a room which appears to have like a booth near the entrance, but it's currently unmanned.
Is there like a little bell?
Yes, actually.
Please
I'd like
ring
to
it.
start tapping it.
Roll athletics. You ring the bell a suitable amount of times until you seem tired of the tool.
Bruce Chan will never be tired of irritation.
Ding, 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 ding. Bruce Chan, you break the bell.
Christian, quit!
Shit, you should have just taken it with you.
You're going to
Sorry,
attract
Bruce.
unwanted attention.
Bruce Chan broke the bell. And looking into this room, you can see 2 dead guards and a dead orc, heavily covered in tattoos.
Do we
And
recognize
another
them?
booth to the opposite end of the room, and a door, which is closed.
Where are we going?
So which way is out?
That way. Let's get out of this.
Headed over towards the door.
Silas, do you know the general direction out?
He looks to your party and he looks at the dead guards. He says, so this area is a processing area. So outside is, well, through the store is outside. And it's an exercise area for prisoners who have good behavior. But
Well, it's a wonder
it
Bruce never
seems
saw
an
it.
orc got through here. So maybe they have some parties outside. But it might be worth risking it.
I'll take up the front and try and stealthily open the door and take a look outside.
So you take a peek outside. You don't really see anything, but upon opening the door, you get a very clear just sense of the commotion outside. You can hear various amounts of screaming. It's pretty loud, and you can hear various voices. Some in Elven, some in Orcish, some in Goblinoid, some in Common, and it's various orders, curses, and screams of lament as there's a battle going on up ahead.
Outside, but there's a lot of commotion going out. So Millia's gonna open the door fully.
Alright, well, it's now or never then. Let's go.
Wait for everybody to go through.
Big mission.
Bruce Chain, stop fusing with people.
They get in my way. I must fuse with them and then defuse.
We can all become more powerful if we all come together.
All right, come on, do the fusion move.
So you'll find yourselves
All right.
outside.
There's
You're in like a little courtyard of some sort. And the area is a very flat, just green, hilly, or not hilly, just a flat green plains area. Very clean looking green grass. And you can see a variety of like workout tools, recreational balls, and just typical things to exercise with.
Is there like a way out that we can see immediately? Like a hole in
So
some wall?
the first thing you see is a large wooden barricade. As in, it's the ones you stereotypically expect from a fortress in the colonial days. Just a large wall made of stacks of wooden logs, chunks of trees, and secured with braces and sharp tips on the end of the thing. And it's around 3 times your own height.
Does anybody have any idea way past this?
Nihilus, your plot convenient. Help us out here.
Yeah.
What I mean to say is, Nihilus, we are stuck. Do you have any other ways around?
Anyone bring climbing gear?
Um,
No, but I can turn into something that has built-in climbing gear.
Bruce Chan would like to start digging in his pouches and
Yeah.
pull out that
What did you pull out? Oh, I see.
No,
and that
shit,
as well.
A grappling hook.
Get a
Oh,
negative
alright.
3. Get a negative 3. Phoenix 2.0, baby.
All right, so Bruce Chan, you whip out a lovely set of tools from your Go Diego Go backpack.
When you grew up in a monastery on a mountainside, you come prepared for being stuck like 30 feet below things.
All right, Bruce Chan,
You know what? I can actually see that.
make an
Early
attack
enough.
roll. I'd say Dex because you're throwing it.
I mean, I use Dex and it's... Seriously.
Can
Bruce
you just
Chan.
stop rolling 10s?
You
That-
swing your grappling hook and then you throw it in the air. You only make it halfway before it clambers back onto the grassy floor.
hang on. Okay. That was so weird. The last time I rolled that, I got a 10 as well. Does a 15 do any better?
Bruce Chan, you pick up, learning from your mistake, and you give itself a little bit of a name. And then you spin it. And then you chuck it. And then it successfully hooks on the edge of the sharpy points of the fortification. And it has a secure, firm hold after you attempt to pull it a couple of times.
Cool. Bruce Chan, being the gentleman that he is, says, ladies first.
Yeah, so go first, Bruce Chan.
I was so hoping for you to say, being the gentleman that I am, I go first.
Who's going?
If no one's
Malleen
volunteering, I'll
will
go
go.
first.
Malleen will go.
Rock, paper, scissors, me, Malleen.
She's already going up the rope.
Son of a gun.
Bruce Chan will bring up the rear for this.
I'm gonna follow behind Malleen.
Milia says, nuh-uh. You haven't earned my trust
So-
yet in order to bring up the rear.
Anyone who attempts this will make an athletics check.
Yay, my favorite.
Oh boy.
Watch me fall, boys and girls. Whee!
Oh, hey.
That was an acrobatics, not athletics.
Oh.
That wasn't the one I was hoping for.
You try to do a backflip, you fall on your neck and die.
That was an
All
acrobatics, that was not an athletics check.
Oh.
Yeah, you rolled acrobatics because you're stupid. Roll athletics.
That's much better.
Who don't want to?
Okay, let me see here. Gee.
No, I'm just
Okay.
not rolling well today, am I?
Just
So-
on a.
Bruce Chan, you can roll. Let's see. You get a +1, but you guys in a row. Let's see. Let's start with Katrina. Katrina, you managed to successfully climb all the way up. That's the end of it because you don't have another way down.
Oh. Huh.
we're just-
All
Well,
right,
are we all
back
just
to-
standing on the wall now?
Well, Katrina is. Everyone else
Oh.
either halfway made it or just couldn't down a non-lethal amount. So Bruce Chan and Dreamgrove, you're just stuck on that rope.
Can I
In the middle
continue
of it, while
climbing?
Katrina's sitting on
Continue
top.
climbing! Fucking
And
hell.
Katrina, you look around the horizon and you can see that there's just a company of like orcs in the distance in front of the facility.
Huh.
And you can see 2 siege engines catapulting various large-sized debris at the wooden prison facility.
Alright. How far
Does it
down
even
is
work
it
that
looking?
up?
Again?
It's around.
What's Milia
Considering
doing
it's
in
a-
all this?
It fell down.
It's slightly under 20.
Slightly under 20 feet.
Yeah, I don't think
look
that's the drop you
along
wanna
the
take.
wall. Is there anything that I could possibly like hold on for purchase to like try and climb down?
Roll perception. Unfortunately, you look around and you don't really see anything besides the empty clearing because around the fortification, all of the trees are cut down.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
So
must be very
all you
good
see
for
at the top is the ongoing battle between the prison guards and the floor that's around 20 feet below you. For there is no other tools to leverage yourself down.
me. Can I yell up to Malleen?
It's up to you.
Do you see anything that's actually useful?
No, I just see the clearing and the battle up ahead. There's
Eileen, I've
Nothing
fallen
on-
and I can't get up.
There's nothing on the wall. There's no trees around. I don't know how to get down.
You can come back. You can go back the way you came.
Oh,
Isn't the
Because-
point to try and get out of here?
Maybe if we got up, we could take the grappling hook, stick it to the top, and then lift the rope to the other side.
Well, we need everyone up here first before we do that.
Yeah, that's the problem. Half of us can't even climb.
Alright, well, now that I'm up here, I can probably help you get up.
Are we allowed to do that?
Well, that's called the aid action in your athletics attempt.
Alright, since I'm probably the highest up the ladder, well, the rope, considering I got a slightly higher one.
Yeah,
I'd like to roll athletics to continue
climb
climbing.
up.
I will
Yeah.
roll aid to
That's
help
aid
him.
check.
And it's
Alright.
just a d20, right?
That's
Yes.
D20.
Aileen, you
Okay.
fall down the grapple and you have to reclimb.
Baylead is
Oh.
not helpful. She apparently is
Oh, that's
incapable
lovely.
of helping others.
So,
All you do is arm.
I pull you down with me.
So, Dreamgrove.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
attempt to climb further, and you reach out for Malleen's hand. And Katrina miscalculated how far your hand's distance are, and when she goes in to grab yours, she completely whiffs it, leaving you unbalanced. Roll another athletics check to not fall off this lovely grappling hook.
Lovely.
Me or Dreamgrove?
Oh, me,
Dreamgrove.
me.
Oh.
Yeet.
Okay.
Oh,
you
thank God.
successfully, in a brief time, managed to use all your strength to just clutch and carry your weight on your current position.
You want to try it again?
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Miscalculation.
Yeah, please don't mess up. I don't want to fall and break my dick.
Alright, just a few more inches and maybe I can get you up.
Please don't roll a 1.
Alright, it's not a 1.
Roll a 2!
Alright.
buddy.
So, unfortunately, Katrina's aid was not enough to give you a boost. So you still make an inch forward, but you lose another inch, and you're pretty much in the same position at the start.
Son of a gun. You know what? Can I just slide down because it ain't working?
Well,
Dreamgrove,
Bruce-
turn
Bruce
into
is
a
down
penguin
there.
and fly up.
Bruce.
Penguins
Right
can't
under
fall.
you.
Bruce Shand, I'm gonna sit on you.
The greatest challenge of it all.
Alright,
Climbing a rope.
alright, here, Dreamgrove. Here's what I'll do. I'll just pull the rope up for you, and as soon as you get up, I will then bring it down for the others. Alright,
Well,
how's
I'm
that?
pretty sure if you're able to pull me and Bruce Chan, you'd be a pretty. I'd just let you go kill everything.
This is taking too long. Bruce Chan would just like to start trucking. No.
Trucking?
Just like trying to just climb it. Just
I
climb up the
didn't-
ladder.
Actually, I didn't know.
Millions just like sitting crisscross applesauce watching this, and Bruce Chan falls into her lap.
Bruce
Hey.
Chan, you lose a foot. You lose a foot. I'm
Your
only
foot is
saying you
gone
only
now.
fall if you critically fail from the goal to climb.
How tall is this building?
It's
Like,
already
we're
just
trying
like
to climb?
a
This
little less than 20 feet.
fortification's slightly around 20 feet.
Okay.
This is bullshit, and I really want to get up here.
I'm gonna go again. There we go.
So,
I'm in-
Bruce
I'm
Chan,
That's what I
so
needed.
in
with
front
your
of you.
leftover energy, you climb over Dreamgrove.
No, she falls onto my shoulders, and I just truck up with her on my shoulders.
You climb
Dreamgrove
over
is not a her.
Him,
And you-
whatever.
And you find a
It.
position next to Katrina on the perch, and you can also see the battle up ahead.
Leah just
Various
holds her hands up, like, okay, Bruce Chan, you can help them up.
Bruce Chan, are you
You're
stronger
gonna
than?
once again try and climb.
Yo, Milia.
Unfortunately, you skipped gym class too many times.
So, Milia, you get a grip and you raise yourself by a whole, just by like 5 feet. Decent
inches.
distance, but you're stuck there.
All right, Dreamgrove, hold on. Bruce Chan
Use
would
your
just like to.
muscular endurance from champion school.
Bruce Chan would like to call down to Dreamgrove to tell her to just hold on and just start pulling the rope up.
Dreamgrove is not a her.
Everyone's a
And
woman.
whatever, I'm so
Yeah.
I'm
confused
a
at the moment.
beautiful man.
I didn't know Dreamgrove could polymorph into her.
I
mech.
see that picture, Dreamgrove.
I've
You look like
given
a
up.
drug-addicted Ozpin.
There's too much shit going on. Like it. Nothing.
You're climbing a grappling hook. What else is there that's happening?
No. I'm already up there. No, I'm pulling.
He's trying to pull
Alright,
me.
so
Trying to
roll
pull.
aid with your strength bonus. Roll d20, just d20 plus strength. And Dreamgrove, I want you to make another athletics check to climb up with the assistance.
He's gonna
of
kill me.
Bruce Chan. All right, so
Thank
with
fuck.
the slight flex from Bruce Chan, unfortunately, it wasn't as good as a lift he could have done. But
My
thanks
grip
to
was off.
Dreamgrove's own natural athleticism, weird, right? That he managed to successfully climb all the way up and give himself a position at the top, slightly in the middle of everybody else. So you just all slightly scoot over using the sharp edges of leverage.
Just kind of shuffle over a little.
Poor Milia.
Be careful to not poke your eye out on the spiky bastion.
All right, Milia, it's just you and Nihilus.
But you have to pull him up too.
I don't know if. I would like to assist.
Millie's gonna keep climbing.
I don't
No,
know.
let me assist, Jesus.
Apparently, we can't help each other at all.
Let me
I'm
assist.
the only one who can help you guys, and I'm the one who needs help.
Let me try.
Milia, you move an inch. You almost make it, but your grip falters at the last second, and you're back to the position you were originally. You're close.
15?
Yep, you're very close, but you didn't make it.
With Bruce Chan's 4, he
Yeah,
kind
with
of
your
Can't
fucking
shove
foot on
the
your
back
hand.
down.
With your
Try it again,
full-
Milia. Except
Get
except
back down
Dreamgrove is
there.
gonna
Get
come
back
there.
down
That was the worst thing ever.
there.
My turn.
Just get back down there.
With Dreamgrove's assistance, you don't lose your grip as you almost did. But you didn't move at all. But you didn't falter,
All right.
luckily.
Alright, how about all three of us work together
All
on
three,
pulling
same
it
time.
here?
We got this.
1, 2,
4.
3.
Hold on.
Oh god.
No.
Okay, hang on.
You guys suck. You guys suck so bad.
Bruce Chan isn't very strong.
Hey,
I'm
neither
surprised
is
it actually-
Malleen, but I got a 15.
I'm surprised I'm
I
actually
got a
getting it.
15 as well, but that counted as me going back.
I'll say that all
Because
of you,
Bruce
all of your
fucked you.
assistants, you guys managed to fucking pull her up. Now you're at the top without a way down, but you still have the grappling hook, so it's up to you guys to pull it.
Alright,
Nihilus,
throw,
get up here.
throw
Nihilus,
rope.
jump up here.
Okay. I have to use my fucking athleticism. That's great. I wanted to climb today.
He's got
Milia
this.
is going to use the help action. What does a 23 do?
Alright.
At what point do we take a fall damage? What's
One.
So,
I don't know.
anything
the
above
ratio?
5 feet, you take half the fall damage. So, for example, if you fall 6 feet, you take 3 damage.
If you fall 7 feet, you take the.
Split it and then round it up or down. I forgot the rule. So, Milia, with your assistance, you managed to successfully pull Nihilus up to your lovely spiky fort at the top of the fortification.
See, was that so hard?
Yep, I skipped arm day. So, ooh, that's not pretty over there. Okay, alright, so do we have a way down? Do you think we can just flip this grappling hook to the opposite end?
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah,
All right.
That's what I really wanted to
that
do.
was the plan.
Okay, guys. I want you to climb again. This time it's down, so it should be easier.
Alright.
Yeah,
If you
the
fail this,
fall,
I'm going
break
to
my
in
neck.
front of you.
Bruce Chan is gonna go first.
All right, Bruce.
Alright,
Have fun.
Rouge Chan. You make it down.
Cool.
All right, I want to go next.
What the hell are you doing?
Standing line.
She's 10.
What was that?
This is like a perfect time to get my tan. Alright. 11.
All right, what happens with Milia?
Alright, Milia. You climb. You get on
How
the
did
opposite
Neil
end. You get on the
do?
opposite end. You guys watched Jurassic Park 3?
I can't.
No.
Maybe
Oh well. So
a
Yep.
while ago.
you almost get down, but something in you just. Well, there you go.
Camera.
Hey,
no.
Cameron.
Hey, man.
Hey, welcome back. So you almost get down, but something in you almost slip again. You almost slip again, but you grab it. You grab the rope just in time. Just in time.
My turn. Watch out below, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, do not start going yet.
Yeah.
Dreamgrove, with the power of the Druids, you go down the road, completely overstepping past Milia, awkwardly grabbing around her as you push past her and leaving
I'm
her.
gonna also pat her on the shoulder. See on the bottom.
Grove, I swear. I'm
Just
gonna
fall, I'll
go down
catch
a
you.
tree after this.
Alright.
Don't you touch those trees.
Katrina,
Alright.
come on.
Okay. I guess it's me now. Alright.
Yep. You want to get
There you
out?
go. I'm gonna go down. It's
Come on.
athletics again, right?
Yeah.
Oh, do not go down while I'm still on here.
Do it.
Alright, I'm going to wait until Milia gets down.
Okay, how far do I
Alright,
get
Milia,
down,
you
Chris?
successfully rappel down. Alright, Katrina, go. Crit failed, I'm gonna laugh at you.
Oh,
If you
God,
crit fail, I'm gonna
don't
try to catch
fucking
you.
say that. Oh, thank God.
You rappel down like a commando GI Joe.
Alright, Nihilus,
want our
come
guy
down. I'll
to-
catch you. I will.
Okay.
I want him to roll a nat one.
I will catch you with my lap.
I will roll to assist in forms of catching.
Wow,
I didn't need to. He would have been fine.
we
He
were
rappels down,
fine.
and with Milia, he feels a little bit safer upon touching the ground. Now let's look to you guys. Well, that was a lot more foreboding than that had any right to be.
You're telling me.
Well, I guess it's better than running into a horde of orc warriors.
Speaking of which, Millie's gonna use her perception to look ahead, see what's in the immediate area.
All right, roll.
A bunch of orc warriors.
You spot 7 or no, you don't.
It's Vestric.
It's
Fucker.
It's
On here for your toes.
You don't notice anything in particular, but there's nothing immediately in the vicinity.
Okay, we're immediately safe right now. Let's keep moving, boys.
Alright, yeah, let's go.
Where are we going exactly?
On an adventure.
Anywhere but here.
Milia's
Fair
keeping
enough.
the rear.
You know it.
So, you guys continue onwards to the flat expanse beyond the wooden fortification of the facility. Eventually, you just keep going and keep going for. You never really keep track. Around, like, say, 15, 20 minutes. And as you travel further and further along, the clearing becomes less clear and you run into forest once again.
Home.
Slowly raising from low brushes, cut down trees to eventually reaching the full-on, lovely, mature trees that you know and love, Druid. And then, after a point, you find yourselves comfortably distant from the battle. And you find a nice little, tiny little clearing, naturally made by some trees distancing themselves because of the size of their roots. And
The wall was an even bigger challenge than the Naiad.
So, Nihilus, you single?
The wall was an even bigger challenge than the drow.
what now? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Nothing. It's okay.
I asked if you were single.
Well, I am an only child.
I don't think that's what. Okay.
You're a funny guy. One of these days.
So it seems that we got past most of the battle. Ooh, let me check my map.
He's gonna just fucking fall on her ass and just sit down.
Anyways, gonna sit down as well.
Rummaging through his backpack, he whips out a little map, accompanied by a compass fished out of his right pocket. He takes a while to study it, and you can see that he's following a very specific set of pattern. You can hear a sigh of relief coming from him as he folds up the map and looks up. Well, it's a decent distance, but we should be able to make it past this facility. We're a little bit past Shaldari, let's just say. Let's see.
You think we're in the clear, or is there still potential danger?
With the size of that ore company, let's be a bit cautious. And let's not forget the presence of that armored individual. You guys know what he is?
I don't think I was here for that, so...
Wait, what? Sorry, I'm looking
There
at
was an armored orc that they brought in earlier, I think.
Well, he had a mask that appeared to be Vortusk. Two from the top, two from the bottom.
Yeah, we saw said armored individual come
So the
in, but I
well-decorated-
don't think we know anything about him.
So
He must
I'd
have
like
been
you all to
circumference.
roll Knowledge Society.
Knowledge Society.
What are you
We
gonna
live
do?
in an elven society.
We
We
roll
live in this forest.
We live in a society.
Live in a mouth.
So, Bruce Chan, Milia, Kitruin, Dreamgrove, and ironically, not Katrina. Sorry for mixing up your stuff. You all recognize that individual, well decorated, very flamboyantly designed equipment as an Arisen. In the Elven Empire Society, Arisen are the top dog. They're pretty much direct servants to the leaders of the Empire. And for all intents and purposes, they are judge, jury, and executioner as they see fit for very important matters of the Elven Empire. And ironically enough, Katrina, despite living in Elven territory, you just do not remember what that Arisen is.
Just not a thing she paid attention to, apparently.
You
It's
gotta
been a
raise your
long
baby-
day. She's a bit tired.
You gotta raise your babbies, you know.
I mean, she was an orphan who lived in a small human, mostly town, so
Heap trash, heap dan, trash, heap dan.
Well, yeah, so you are an orphan. I keep forgetting that.
And now the jokes are gonna come back in full force.
Now I'm gonna have to eat in the fucking latrines again.
All right, so we see this.
Coming
guy.
back more than your parents did.
Do we see this guy, or are we just looking at the map?
No, just looking at the map and he just mentioned it.
Ah. All right, where are we going?
Alright, so
Well, I'm
the
already
goal
home.
was to reach to a town north of Shaldarian, I'd say. So normally it'd be 2 days away from this place. And we're at the prison, which is a day away from Shaldarian. So we just head further north, sneak past whatever lovely company that those orcs had in store for us. We'll reach Pathfinder Base Central, at least for this region.
Do I know this forest at all?
Read that?
Do I know this forest at all?
Nope.
Would I know the town he's referring to since it's near Shaldarian?
So, yes, you would. So, the town north is significantly more well established despite being a later addition. Formerly, it was a smaller town, but upon the encroaching of the elves around a decade or two ago, they've quickly established a prominent trade central and fortified location. So it's a mass hub for a multitude of civilized organizations and factions and churches. And it's where most of the lumber and food and lovely natured goods from Shaldarian go. the town of Vixen. Well, not town, it's more of a city.
Yeah, he's in Vixen.
Millia's gonna slap her head with her hand. Oh, guys, I just forgot the name of the orc, or just remembered. You should have probably told the investigator.
That's fine. I'm pretty sure we gave him enough information to figure that out anyways.
Oh man. Yep, I remember now.
I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about it.
I'm gonna beat myself up.
Anyways, so,
I miss you,
Trade
Malfoy.
City of Vexen. Huh.
Yep. Home to the Pathfinder base I currently work for. Let's just say it's a safer place than I could think of.
I would agree.
Onward.
Yeah, sounds like we're heading off.
Northward we go.
What are the trees like, Chris? Do any of them bear fruit?
No, they all appear to be some kind of evergreen. So, I mean, pine cones, but no fruit.
Chan, can I put a pine cone on your head? I need to test out my shooting.
If you don't say yes, you're a coward.
Alright.
Yeah, Bruce. Look, take the
Bruce, I
dare.
was kidding.
Take the dare, dude.
Chad would like to pick up a pine cone and set it on his head and just stare her down.
No, I was kidding. Stop.
And so we walk. And he just starts walking with the pine cone still on his head.
Bruce
Edit your
Chan.
inventory.
Bruce Chan, as you walk forward, you feel a sudden chill in the back of your spine. Everybody else, including Bruce Chan, make a fortitude save.
Oh, oh my goodness.
No.
16, boy.
I like making saves. Eh.
16.
Everybody else passes out.
So, everybody but Dreamgrove
Nani?
feel a familiar chill, a familiar feeling of weight crushing down upon you as you see a very lovely armored drow woman pop out of the trees again.
Ah!
Oh, God,
Oh, hi,
you
guys.
again.
Aw, well, in Dreamgrove, you just fall under the weight and just fall face first into the ground. You're still conscious. Everyone else is still standing up, but struggling under a strange, mysterious weight. You can see the ball in her hand raised, glowing a lovely shade of purple. Nihilus is also struggling against the weight of the ball. A look of curiosity is on the drow one. And she looks at this party. And the party. Well, I mean, I didn't expect to see you guys again, heading on to the prison, but it seems that you guys are here. To think I'd run into you guys twice. That is a lovely coincidence, don't you think?
Not so lovely considering you're crushing us.
Yeah. It's a thing I do. Crushing.
Bruce Chan would like to look down at Dreamgrove and ask, is he gonna be okay? See, I got it this time.
I got it this time.
I got it this time.
You still called me a she. I think I'll be okay.
You're so proud of that, too.
Billy's gonna try and raise her crossbow at the drow woman.
Bruce Shen, enemy ahead. Destroy now.
Search and destroy. Beep boop.
Upon hearing this, all you hear is a
So everyone anyone attempting to make an action, roll perception.
Roll
Or
perception.
initiative, really.
Initiative.
Oh, wow.
Dreamgrove, you're on the ground.
Do I have to roll it anyway?
Dreamgrove,
No.
you're turning into a dream grove.
My lifelong dream was to become a grove of dreams.
Okay. So, Milia, what do you do?
I'm gonna ready a crossbow shot. Just keep aiming at her. Why are you doing this? Why do you keep torturing us?
I don't know. Why do you keep running into me? I just torture things. You just ran into me.
You keep running into us.
Oh, that's another perspective I forgot to look for. But to be honest, I don't really like to think the way a bug does. So, I see you're
Oh,
trying
you
to
whore! I mean,
Thanks for the compliment, Dreamgrove. Well, yeah, look at you, fucking. Ugh.
I am champion Milia Nios Wysman.
Wysman.
Shoot a crossbow bolt at her.
I roll to attack.
19.
So you fire off the crossbolt.
and you miss,
You fired.
and you
And
miss.
then you miss.
I'm gonna try to say something
Is it
even
just-
after
is
she
it
says
just
that.
standard miss or is it like gravity squeeze?
Squeeze.
It just
Did it to
bounces off her
yourself.
breastplate.
Squeeze.
I want to
Big
say
bump.
something after Milia did that.
Yes, Dreamgrove, you may attempt to say something.
Milia, we're not good enough to fight her yet.
You have to grind. You have to grind with the XP shit.
But I'm not
Yep,
to
we
run
gotta
away,
grind on these low-level bitches before we can fight her. This is a queen.
to run away from someone like her, especially when you're already on the ground.
You just wait till I fucking get up, and I'll tear you away from this myself.
So, let's see. Unfortunately, Milia, due to the effects, you can only take one action.
I should have shot Bruce.
You should have. You should have shot me in the back, lunging me forward.
So, Katrina,
I'll tie Bruce to one of my crossbow bolts.
what do you do underneath the effects of this lovely gravity squeeze?
Shoot with composite bow.
Fire, fight. Do it, miss.
Iron on, cloud on. Good luck.
So, thanks to high-level Pathfinder 2 enemy AC, that shit don't hit.
Wow.
It gets really.
What did I tell you?
Fuck you. Just fuck you.
You fired. It once again bounces off her dummy thickness.
We don't have anybody to back us up. Come on.
Well, we can't just sit here while waiting for you to get up.
Oh, you just wait.
First,
Okay.
with one move.
We gotta at least
one
hold
action.
her off until
What do you do?
you can get
How
up.
far
hasn't
away is
even
she?
done anything yet.
I'd say she's like 5 feet away from you guys. She's just in the middle of you guys.
Oh, she's just like right there.
Yep. One action, boy.
Lunge into a headbutt.
Just can't punch her again.
Cool. No, I'm not just gonna punch her once. I'm going to punch her twice.
Furia
Roll it, baby.
brother.
No. Yeah, no, I don't hit.
Your armor is absorbed by the weight and durability of her armor and dummy thickness.
Bruce Chan is weirdly aroused at this.
I think you're weirdly
You
aroused.
should be.
It should be.
Dreamgrove, I'd like you to make a fortitude save to attempt to
Yes, sir.
gravity fail the gravity squeeze. You have been gravity squeezed. You are under gravity.
You're getting gravity squeezed by this dummy thick dark elf.
I'm pretty sure everybody in the party is slightly aroused at the moment.
It's not a good idea to be here. Come on.
Well, is she a fucking Shinigami? What is this fucking spiritual pressure bullshit?
No, fool. She's just a high-level Pathfinder 2 enemy.
This is why we
A
should be
Shinigami.
running.
Well, then why aren't you running?
Shut up. It's heavy. Her dummy thick. Her dummy
The dummy
thick.
the drow is too weight heavy. It can't move. It can't get up.
Alright.
She's
What
basically
happens next?
stepping on me with her eyes.
So, Nihilus, under the effects of the gravity squeeze, attempts to approach her with his blades. Naturally, the drow just sidesteps out of the way under his slowness and doesn't really care about his presence.
Wow. When the boss doesn't even acknowledge you.
She grips the ball, raising it. Instead of a purple glow, it's a blue one. And weird spectral tendrils erupt from the ball, each finding a place on the chest of each and every one of you guys.
No,
Including
she's gonna tentacle fuck us.
I only have one hole, and you can't have it.
Oh, you have more than one hole, my friend.
You have
It's
multiple.
for,
Eye
it's for,
sockets.
it's
Have you
for
ever
mouth
got- you guys,
popping, not you.
you guys ever drank water after brushing your teeth?
Oh, I don't drink water.
That's
Yeah.
the feeling you get throughout your entire body right now.
Don't know what the
That-
feeling is.
Yeah,
That's,
Kyle doesn't know how to brush his teeth.
that's
A
an
gross-
odd sensation.
It's kind of minty, but then again not. Colder than the water should be.
This is a little weird.
After 2 seconds of this feeling, you feel a strange, numbing pain erupting from the entirety of your body inside, and you can see your veins glow a dark blue.
That's not good.
This is normal. This is fine.
And you feel, similar to the dream you had inside of the prison, a sharp pain within your brain. And once again, Dreamgrove, you hear the words Vestal erupt into your mind. A little louder this time. And you all find yourselves once again in this snowy expanse. However, this time you all are glowing a strong, a light hue of blue, and this aura seems to be connecting each and every single one of you. And similar to the first time in the Naiad's dream, you see a large, shadowy form above you. You can discern its shape. It's very clearly draconic, but you can't exactly get enough features being hidden by the snowstorm to what type of dragon it is.
I thought his name was Vestrick.
No, that's a gorilla.
There we go.
Not actually a dragon. It's a gorilla in a dragon costume.
Like that one SpongeBob episode. If that's Patrick, then who's in the gorilla costume?
Jesus Christ. Cameron!
So we're back in the frozen tundra.
Yep. This time in the presence of a massive, draconic, shadowy beast.
Bruce Chan's just gonna slump to the floor because it's cold and he's tired of being frozen.
Is it possible for me to stand up, or am I still really heavy?
Fortunately, the king was standing up, but it's still cold as shit.
Milia's gonna try and, through pure willpower, and try and resist whatever is happening to her.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
yes,
attempt
you-
it.
It's could be like,
What's up?
this is not real, this is a dream, it's an illusion, fight out of it.
That's
You
bullshit.
cannot-
You find
Just-
your forms stuck and encased between heavy weights of ice surrounding your feet. And you see the large draconic beast raise what appears to be their large, just massive claw compared to the size of your body. In a low guttural growl, following this, you can hear Dreamgrove, you can understand multiple vessels. Interesting. And Milia, you see this massive, sharp form of a talon, shadowy form of a talon, reach ever closer to your body.
Resist. Can I resist?
Can this dragon be spoken with? Well,
You can attempt to.
What do you mean, multiple vessels?
The dragon ignores you, interested more of piercing his lovely massive talon in the chest of Milia.
I'm
What
gonna
a dick.
tackle Milia out of the way.
You will also find yourself, Katrina, encased in ice and unable to move.
God damn it.
So, Milia, you feel the massive talon gouge into the area where your heart should be.
Should be.
I imagine my will save did not save me.
Unfortunately, it did not.
This is very much real.
The dragon rips out your heart.
Ah!
Put that back, please.
Scream in pain.
And
Rude.
you see where your heart would be is filled in with a strange ectoplasmy texture like blue ooze, and it seals up over your chest.
The ooze.
And you feel a shockwave throughout your entire body before it suddenly eases in and your mind goes blank. The dragon repeats this process with every single one of you.
Bruce Chan would like to give him the finger as he's doing it. Just making eye contact, just like, I don't know what's happening. This is for you, sir.
You successfully managed to raise your middle finger. However, that does not do anything to impede the
The
massive...
dragon now rips you in half.
The goal was not to stop the dragon. The goal was simply to give him the finger.
It's about sending a message.
It's about saying, I may die here, but my message will live on.
Before he gouges me, I will say, by Kozra, you will suffer.
And then Guzma shows up.
Hey, yo, dog, I'm here to challenge this dragon to a Pokemon battle. I know how to beat ice types. I use bugs.
My skull... Scolipede, I'm an idiot. Fucking,
Alright, so,
Galiciopod will eat his shit.
so we all lose our hearts. Bruce Chan goes down, giving him the finger. What happens next?
As this process happens, suddenly, in almost an instant, the entirety of the snowy plains vanishes, similar to when you woke up. Your vision returns to you. Your body's on the floor in the forest you once, where the drow ambushed you, and you can see, in brief glimpses, powerful red fury flames engulfing the entirety of the drow. Though you assumed it was a fire-like spell at first, it turns out it was the effects of a massive sword. And you can see that the orb is now wounded. You can see a powerful, deep cut inside of the orb. And in an instant, the drow is gone.
Is it like disappeared, or is like?
As far as your mind really
Instant transmission
grasp,
away.
you can only you suddenly saw the drow there and then gone.
I think
Eventually-
we all kind of pass out.
Eventually, you regain your senses. Your body, seemingly not too worse for wear. Around you, you can see no sign of the drow. However, you can see the sign of battle. The grass around this clearing scorched, and many
Who
heavy
hurt you,
footsteps in the dirt.
So,
I love-
Do we remember what
Need to
happened?
Do like a quick check of like her heart or in that area. Does anything feel different?
Yes, you remember everything. You feel
Cool.
where your heart is, and you feel a weird, rough texture at the top of the skin where the heart should be.
Bruce Chan would like to check for his pulse.
You check for your pulse, and you can feel your pulse.
Guys, something's wrong. I can feel my pulse.
Really?
Oh, Bruce Chan, that's normal.
Oh,
Rough feeling though.
Dreamgrove completely removes his shirt, revealing his absolutely shredded body.
fucking shredded, just poof.
Giving him excuses.
Let me see my heart, man.
Let me just get a feel of my fucking left hip.
You turn to Katrina and she has a nosebleed.
He goes,
That's just normal.
starts flexing for no reason.
Milia, not
Yep.
impressed.
All the muscles are in the right spot.
Hang on. Nope.
Cameron, you sound like forearms.
All the muscles are in the right spot.
There's hentai of me everywhere.
Yeah, just throw.
We can't wait to double penetrate my.
Kyle, you missed. Did you miss out on Nate pedophilia dialogue? Oh yes, you did. Oh my god.
So, Bruce, you want to explain yourself?
I was gonna finish what I was gonna say, and I don't want to anymore.
No, do it.
I don't remember this.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yo, do it, Cameron.
In my forearms was time to double penetrate my cousin.
This forearm also has.
I
4
know what
dicks.
you're talking about, and you should be ashamed.
Dave, forearms have 4 dicks, 4 balls. What's happening?
I'm pretty sure he's got double everything.
Double
I don't-
everything.
It's the same, it's just on the opposite side.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's dick butt.
That's not my tail.
Oh. Alright, that's.
You guys,
Okay.
you see where
I put my
where
shirt
your
back
heart
on.
should be. Is a
Where's
large
Nihilus?
patch. He's also just face planted.
He had a nosebleed
Face
too.
first.
You see where your heart used to be on top, a large patch of blue, getting darker around the edges of the splotch, and what appears to be veiny-like appendages sticking deep inside of you.
Uh,
Well, that's
That's weird.
disconcerting.
really, I'm gonna start shaking. Nihilus.
Stop, my back is broken.
The cold fucking sucks. Fuck. I don't want to get up.
Nihilus, you have to get up.
Slap him in the face.
Oh, his face is on the dirt.
No, here's the thing. Turn him over and I'll reveal my
Then
shredded
you
body.
slap
to him. That'll wake him up with a start.
Wake up.
God, alright, fuck. Okay. Nihilus just hastily just scrounges himself upwards, just wiping away the dirt. And he
He's gonna
looks
like
at you.
drag down the bit of her clothing to show the blue splotch. Nihilus, what's happening to us?
What? He looks at his own. Peeks under his own tunic, and he's like, "What? What is that?"
Stop touching your boob. It's weird.
I don't think he knows either, Milia.
He's the only one of us who could know.
This
I don't think
This seems
I
bad.
don't think he was there. Over context,
Well, we're gonna die.
Nihilus,
Milia is gonna grasp onto her her silver key, which is a religious symbol of Abadar, and is going to start praying it for Abadar's guidance, asking what's happening, and admitting that she fears that an evil may have tainted her.
that's hot.
What?
What?
Well, alright then.
She's been tainted. Despoiled by a dragon. Her heart stolen from her.
And for now, I believe that's the end of this session. It is.
Wait, hold on.
50. But
How did
what?
Milia's gonna grab another pine cone and put it on Bruce Chan's head, and stack it on top of the other pine cone that's still
Because
on it.
because it still hasn't gone anywhere.
By the end of this, there's just gonna be like 50 pine cones on top of Bruce Chan's head that
Oh yeah,
he's just throat punching people, balancing them on his head.
He's gonna throat punch someone and then like do a lean backwards to form a bridge that we can walk on.
Namaste. Walk over me.
Namaste.
No, someone's gonna knock the pine cones off his head, and you're gonna hear like a record just like scratch, like a record scratch. And then the next thing you know, you just see the person flying across the room, just like
We made a
This is not a mistake.
Here,
No.
here we go.
Hi, Guru Palmer.
No, it's like they knock the one pine cone off, the others fall on top of somebody and they die.
That sounds amazing.
ugh. Yeah, no, that was a.
Well,
good session.
congratulations, guys. You escaped out of the prison.
I mean, we didn't really escape. They let us out.
Milia got penetrated by her hot
By a
Hot what?
dragon, I think.
By her hot
Her hot dragon wife.
Myri?
Also,
Yeah, I
Chris,
guess.
all you did was pose more questions than answers. Thank you.
That's the idea.
You're welcome.
Now it's gonna be my job to figure it all out. Thanks.
Well, that's
And-
that's your fault for being an investigator, nerd.
God
And
damn
Bruce
it.
Chan is going to continue to try and find his pulse.